Good morning, guys. Welcome to episode 2 of the Gunpla Idea Factory podcast. And today we're doing things a little bit different. Yeah, Dave is not hosting. I am. So, today we have our boys. Okay, so on my screen, I'm going to go clockwise, starting from my immediate left. So I got Jake here, I got Cody, and I got David right on top of me. Pause. Um, so, today's episode is going to be called Love It or Hate It. But before we get into that, let's just go around the table, do a little. We did a little roll call, and we're just gonna see what the boys have been up to in the past month since we did our last episode. So we're gonna start with Jake immediately on my left. Jake, talk to them, please.
Hi, everybody. So, GM July is officially over. Big shout out to everybody that participated. Thank you. And now I'm just moving on to, I guess you could say AOZ August. I know you guys saw the whip photos that I posted of the Hazel. That went really good. It's actually done. I'll be posting it tomorrow. The glam shots and the on what is tomorrow, the 6th, August
What?
6th or 7th. Yeah.
Who said?
Yeah, that'll be getting posted tomorrow, and the Hazel 2 is actually in the process of getting painted and detailed.
Nice.
So it will be
You already
getting
got the
posted
primer
next
laid
week.
up on that? Okay, nice. You
Do
already
what,
have the primer
Trey?
laid up on that, or?
Oh yeah. It's actually I can get it. There it is.
There it is.
Ooh,
Sneak peek.
okay,
There it
okay, I
is.
dig it.
Yep, he is
Nice.
about he's about 75% of the way done. Got a panel
Okay.
alignment still everything, but other than that, yeah, I'll be moving on to the advanced Hazel and then maybe the wound wart. I've got a line on that one from a guy here locally. So
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Sounds spicy.
Nice.
other than that, that's pretty much it for me.
That's what's up. Cody, take it away.
All right, current builds. Right. So last episode, we talked about my 50th kit, right? And I had to vote. Took the vote to Instagram. Took the vote to here. Looks like it was pretty hard. Set to the double feature for the Hathaway kits. So I actually was able to. So I finished the decaling, water slide decals for my high grade Destiny, and then immediately jumped in and finished my Penelope, high grade Penelope. And right now you can probably see bits of the runners for my Psy Gundam. So that's what I'll be working on probably for the foreseeable future, building this up. And then I got water slide decals for the both kits from Delpy, right? Like we talked about last time. These ones are in fact holographic, unlike last time where I boldface lied that they were holographic. But no, I'm super excited now that these are getting built because that's the biggest box. You can even see it in the corner. It's the biggest box in my closet, and it's out. So perfect.
What's up, man? That double
Nice.
featured Kasai Penelope, man. That's a banger. We're still waiting for Hathaway Part 2, Netflix. Hurry up.
I know, right?
Still pumped.
I'd rather them take their time and put it out decent, to be honest.
True.
I agree, but you know, the
Well,
the
it's
nerd in
been-
us, we want more. We want it now.
How many how many years has it been since part one so far? Two?
Two.
2.5?
That's not bad, I don't
I
think.
think about
Yeah, it came out in 21.
Yeah, about 2.5. So it's it won't be long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know, man. With this strike going on in Hollywood, I get it's Japan, but I don't know. I feel like that writer strike might impact it in some way or form. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But let's not digress too much here. David, current builds, and our original gracious host, who's taking a step back today. Let him know what you've been doing lately, bud.
It's actually really nice to be able to take a step back and contribute in a different way. So thanks for doing all this today. So current builds, I'm actually in a bit of a lull in Gundam. I've built the two that everyone wants, as you can see in the background. I've got Caliban and Schwarzette done. Caliban, the build wise, I found it very tedious. because it's just another aerial. And as if you guys been following my Instagram, I built like the full mechanics. I built the frith. I've built about 5 of them in the past month. So build wise, it was a bit tedious, but seeing it done, my God, that kit is like in a vacuum. I think that who's the YouTuber, the Irish YouTuber who thinks it's like the best HG ever built?
Make a guy Kotsu.
He might be
Oh,
right.
okay, Kotsu. Yeah.
He might be right. I think it's definitely up there.
Really?
I mean, it articulates really well. It's got that little extra something compared to the aerial. It's really cool. The color separation's wicked, from the different whites and the greys, and Schwarzette. Obviously, I've got a special place in my heart for Schwarzette. But that being said, it was a little bit of I won't say a letdown, but I was hoping for a little bit more articulation. I was hoping for it to have a little bit more spice to it, but it might just be like an expectations versus reality thing, because I was really hyped up for that one. But it did turn out really nice. Okay. It just got to be careful with those shoulders and the arms. It doesn't articulate the way something like the aerial or the what's the other one? The Astray. I can't seem to pull off the same sort of moves as those two with it. But other than that, it looks really cool up on a stand. I can't really fault that. Next thing up on the chopping block is Gunvolver. That's my last nice. Witch from Mercury. I've got all 151 of them then.
That's a Pokemon reference for those who are uninitiated.
So yeah, that's my last kit.
If you're younger than 20, you might not get it.
Well, milestone's well back now.
You want to be the very best?
And then after Gunvolver, I want to actually give a little bit of love to my Red Frame Astray MG. I want to decal it up, and I want to put the accessories together and sort of pose it on the base. When I was down in Bangkok last week, I saw one, and it was fully painted, but the way they had it posed up with like the big shield on the back, well, I was like, yeah, I need to give my Astray a bit of love. So that's what's up next after Gunvolver. Gunvolver will just be a simple snap, an afternoon's work.
So is it the Delta Chi Astray, or is it the any of the Red Dragon,
just the standard one? Is it the Kai, the Red Frame Kai, isn't it, with the 2 swords?
Yeah,
and then it's got that like
crossbow
thing. I know they've done a couple other master grades, but this is just the standard release one. I don't think they've done any other than the turn red, isn't it? Turn red and the 2 blue ones. As far as I'm aware.
There's the turn red and then the dragon on P Bandai, and then after that, it's the second revise or second L, and then blue frame D.
But I tell you what, I saw the.
And real quick, David, I wanted to ask.
Sure.
Oh, sorry. The Schwarzette, does it have any balancing issues, or?
No, I mean, I've got it on a stand. I've not really played with it on ground poses, but it seems really solid.
Yeah.
But obviously you've got
those
that
giant goat feet.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You've got that like Delanza bottom end still, so it's planted. It's planted, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think as well the way that
okay.
Sorry, the
way
just
curious because hopefully mine will be here.
Yeah. But the way the funnels work as well, you can like set them lower as well. So I'm sure you could balance it out for whatever pose you want. The only thing, like I said, in my experience, the arms, it's kind of T-Rexy. Its arms are a little bit short. I was hoping to get a little bit more of that like lunging pose that you see in the anime with the katana, but I can't seem to get it. It's not quite got enough in it.
Damn. Good to know.
I feel like you, David, Jake, and Joe are like a few of the people that I know that have pretty much the entire line of the Witch from Mercury high grades. So I was like, you guys must have like a whole dedicated like shelving
whole shelf.
Yeah, it takes up the top row. Right? Takes up the top row of mine. Joe's got them all.
I don't know, man. Wow. I think Joe and David have gotten me beat because I've only got like 5. I've got the Lifrith, the Aerial R, the Delanza Soul, the Garibaldi, and now the 2 Schwarzettes. So they've got me beat.
Okay, so they got you beat. Would you guys ever consider like dishing out some more cash on like the Gunvolvers and going for like a little Grunt
Diorama.
Mobile Doll Army? Or nah?
Slippery slope there
Probably
is.
the one.
Mm,
I think if I was gonna do that with multiple kits,
if they did a P Bandai thing, then maybe.
If I was
Okay.
gonna do that, I'd probably go for the green Zaku's and try and get that first scene from the anime. If I was gonna go for more than one of them.
Yeah, Green Zaku's for sure.
Yeah, I gotta pay homage to the OG. I got you. I see you, homie.
I think I'd be different. Just pick the Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I had that in my head too, as I started with Wing.
There's always one with
Having
those
the
Leos.
Leos.
Always one with the Leos. Have you
Unless
seen
they had
that?
like the Aries,
Hey.
I'd definitely do it with the Aries or the Taurus for sure.
Have you seen that guy on
I don't know
Instagram who just
about
has like
you,
1,000 Leos?
but
There's too many.
I
There's too
would
many
do it
Leos.
different. I would go for the for the wait for it
Unicorn,
for the Libra
RX-0.
space station. No, the Libra space station, man. Come on. 'Cause-
Libra, Adaman,
Oh,
my
you know-
man.
Hey, now
This is a real
they do
My
question.
man.
This is
if
a
they
real
do a P Bandai
question.
2-pack.
Man, I've got a real question. It might come off as sarky, but I got a real question for Trey. How many away are you from having all of the unicorns? Seriously?
No shit, right?
Oh, oh.
Oh wait, what scale
Okay.
are we talking?
He only
Yeah.
does one scale. There's only one scale for Trey.
Okay.
That's fair. Then I'm with him
Um,
on this one.
Okay, I am currently missing pretty much just the Banshee Norn. I think that's pretty much it. And basically like the 7-Eleven versions of the Unicorn MG, but that's oh man, that's like another that's another rodeo, man. I already went through it once with trying to secure the luminous crystal
LCB.
body, the Gundam.
LCB.
What about
Yeah, oh
what about the
my God,
perfectibility?
that was. I'm staying away from that one because it costs too damn much. I'm not okay. If I'm being honest with you, in Canada, because of all markups and import fees, etc., that
Canadian
is
dollar.
honestly, yeah, and the Canadian. Oh man, that's so weak right now. But that honestly is about like a bit more than my half of rent, and like that's I'm not that liquid right now, boys. If I'm being full on honest with you.
Okay.
But the whole reason, if I'm being like fully honest with you, the whole reason why I ended up doing Project Chimera was because originally I wanted to make my own perfectibility. So I got the Phoenix for the DEs, basically the two Phoenix wings. I got another Banshee for the BS and the VN, and I got the OG Unicorn for the red Psycho frame and the full armor for pretty much the two javelins, the thrusters, pretty much like all the accessories. So the only one that I'm missing, it's I believe it's called the XC, the Xeno Connect, which is like the parts there that kind of show up as like the lines made on the Banshee from the Banshee
Yeah,
Norm,
Banshee Norn. Mm-hmm.
and the stabilizers for the Phoenix. And that comes with and the narrative type, the narrative version of the Phoenix. But that's another
That was
rabbit
so
hole I'm trying to
expensive.
avoid. Yeah, man. For some reason.
That's the one I'm waiting for. Because I'm in the same boat as you, Trey. I'm doing all Master Grade
Yeah.
unicorns. And this is literally
Yeah.
the only one. That one and the Luminous Crystal. But they're all
Now you
Bandai
guys
stuff.
know why I moved to high grades.
Yeah, dude. I'm honestly thinking like once I'm done. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 more kits in my backlog, and then I think I might take a step down in grades because like, yo, man, these MGs at least in Canada at the price that they're at right now, it's a little yeah. Cody gets it. It's a little
There's a bunch in
it's a little
Thailand.
much on my wallet.
There's a bunch in Thailand at least that are actually really reasonably priced. Like the Astray goes real cheap here, like 1,500 baht, which in US dollars is about 40, I think. Which for Thailand
Thank you.
is
That's only 50 here.
yeah,
Yeah,
which is
it's
really
only
cheap.
so you really end up paying the shipping cost. Which is $10. So
Well, not from
most of the time you
Thailand,
pay
but-
like yeah. Oh no. Sorry, it's $10 more here in the U.S.
Ah,
pretty
right,
much
yeah.
compared to like Japan or
Yeah.
anywhere else. So it's not horrible, but it could be better.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I just wanted
Like,
to say if you haven't looked,
Yeah.
there is kits that aren't.
Okay,
They're not all like crazy money. At least here, MGs. If you wanted to stay at that 1/100
Let's do
grade.
a tiny little price check. How much is the regular OG Master Grade Exia where you guys are? Because
Oh
here
my
it's about like
god.
60, 70.
Well,
And Jake,
here,
I know you probably have a
No.
goal.
Jesus. Yeah,
Yeah, it's about
what?
like
Well,
65,
that's
70
about
bucks.
Okay.
$45 US.
Yeah,
I'm
actually,
telling
I've
you,
seen
man,
it
it's
as low as 35.
yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
what I
on
paid for
sale is
mine.
35.
Mine was on sale. I
That's
don't.
what I got for mine.
I think I got change out of
all
£1,000
right,
note,
everyone.
which is like $30.
Yeah, it's regularly 40 here. Anybody who goes above 45, 50, that thing's sitting on the shelf. And been going through stores like once a
Oh yeah.
week when the Exia got reprinted. And if that thing was above $45, that thing just sat there and collected dust. Then the second they hit it at 40, that thing was gone. So it's like you'd sell it 40 or
Hmm.
less.
See, guys, being a model builder in Canada, it's expensive, man. It's a
Yeah,
whole
for
thing in
real.
itself.
For
Yeah.
real. I'd say come to the
So,
US, but nah, you good.
dude,
You
honestly,
good.
I,
You
I had this
got health
conversation. I
care.
think I had this conversation with
Yeah.
you guys. I think I might set up a PO box in like Plattsburgh or something, because Plattsburgh is maybe about like 2.5, maybe 3 hours away.
That's
I
not
might set up a
bad.
PO box in Plattsburgh, just south of the border, and just have some kits shipped there, and then maybe like once a month take a drive down and clear out that PO box.
You're in Toronto, in Ontario, right? Not Toronto.
No, I am in Montreal, Quebec.
Oh, you're in
Vive le
Montreal.
français. Vive le
Oh, never
français.
mind. I thought you were in Ontario. Good Lord. Never mind. Never mind.
No,
Like Detroit's
I'm
right there. Never
originally
mind.
from I'm originally from Ontario, like Mississauga, the whole GTA. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I'm currently living in Montreal, where it's has its ups and downs. But let's not digress too much on that.
Yeah, down
So,
the rabbit hole.
yep. So, guys, you are now tuned into episode 2 of the Gunpla Idea Factory. We just got through the intros. We got Jake, Cody, David. I just want to give a little shout out to the missing members who couldn't make it today. Um, we have Joe, aka KimSins86, who, well, unfortunately got tied up and is not present. He was here in the last episode, but clearly not today. Then we also have David, other David, aka
Other
Blue
Dave.
Cara 7. You guys know him as probably the aesthetic king on Instagram for his reels. Then we also have Goofy Dumb, who's he's a little touch and go, but still big shout outs to him. Then
I
we
think
got
he's sorry,
Ken,
man.
Boss
He's
aka
in
King.
Stacey.
Japan at the moment, dude. He's enjoying
Yeah, Bohemian
Japan.
Rhapsody's on a trip.
What?
Yeah, yeah. We can post some of his pics from his Japan trip later.
Okay.
Right, David?
So we have one of the homies in the motherland this time. So shout out to him. Stay tuned to his page. You'll probably see some crazy shit that that he's witnessing firsthand with his eyes. And we can't forget Christian, aka Tri-Seed_09, who's gonna be present, but again, life, you gotta respect that. So those are the missing members of the Idea Factory, and this is what you got today, boys and girls, if y'all are watching. So, um, today's theme of the month, it is "Love It or Hate It." And no, not the 50 Cent and the game song, no, even though that was a banger. Um, what are we talking
Bro.
about for Love It or Hate It? When I say love it or hate it, I ask these boys, these gentlemen, to take some time out of their lives to go through the kits that they built. Doesn't necessarily have to be within like a time frame or whatever, to see what two kits they love and they hate. One they love, one they hate. And I asked them to take it a step further to come up with some things. Well, two things for each. For the kit that they loved, what they loved and what they hated about it, and rinse and repeat for what they hated, for the kit that they hate, what they loved about the kit they hate, and what they hated about the kit they hate. I know that seemed a little bit complicated, but once you get the ball rolling, you guys would you guys will understand like
Yeah, man.
what the segment's about.
Hit
Even
the
the
pro
bad
con
stuff.
list. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Even the bad stuff's got good stuff.
Pretty
about it.
much. Pretty much like a more complicated pros and cons list. Thanks for making it easy for me, Cody.
I'll do my best.
So, who would like to start this off? Who did their homework this week or this month?
Sorry, teacher. Dog ate it.
Want to start an order the last time, and Jake, you go
Okay,
first.
Didn't I go
Yeah,
first
we'll go
last time?
first.
Yeah,
can-
same order.
Well,
Unless David,
see,
you want
'cause
to
I-
go?
I can take it.
Well,
I
see,
can
I
take
wanted
it.
to do it a little different.
Okay,
I can
do
take it.
a
I
little
just want to do it.
Yeah, let's.
Put a little
Yeah,
I'm
spin on
very,
go.
I'm very passionate about the kid I hate, as you all know.
Oh, then just go for it. Just full
Okay, let's
send.
go. David,
This
get the ball rolling. Let's go.
motherfucker right here. This
What the
one.
hell is?
Can you guys see
Oh,
that? RG
kind
wing.
of. It looks like a wing.
It's the
Really?
it's the number 17 one. It's not the new one. It's the RG wing.
The Katoki Endless Waltz one.
Man, it's not the endless waltz one. It's just the standard wing. Is it endless waltz? I don't know.
Yeah, so it's Endless Waltz, but
it's
it's
not the wing
Katoki's
zero
design
yeah,
before
it's
the
not-
zero.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the wing
No,
zero.
there's the one with the crazy wings.
And
Yeah, the
I
the
tell you what,
tricolored.
I tell you what, I will do the love it part first. In its defense, this is
Okay.
a good looking kit. It is tiny and it is
Pretty.
yeah. Which is the thing I hate about it. You just have to look at this thing and it breaks. These are broken. These are broken. It falls over and it breaks itself, and then you can't fit parts back. Like it's lost parts off its skirt, where and as everyone does, I
Yikes.
display mine on a shelf, and sometimes it falls, and then like they're gone. The pieces that come off, they're gone forever. They vanish into the ether. They're just so tiny, and they're like. It's so complicated. It's unnecessarily complicated for its size. I don't know
That's
if this
real
one
great,
does.
just in a
yeah,
nutshell.
real great. Yeah, it's just unnecessarily complicated for its size, and that works to its detriment. I haven't really posed it enough or had it that long to know if the inner frame is as weak as people say it is. All I know is with the wings on, it's terrible to balance, and it's like. Sometimes you have to play with a kit to get it working right, but this one it fell, and then this snapped, and then it fell, and then this thing fell off, and then like the bit inside snapped, and then it wouldn't stick back together, and it's just
Oh my goodness.
it's just too much. It's just too much. I think that if I had more patience and I knew exactly what I wanted, so if I built a whole if I built it now and I knew how I wanted to pose it, I could probably work around that knowing its flaws, but it was one of my earlier kits as well, which probably didn't help. But it's just unnecessarily fiddly and things that they're just too weak. Like these things here, they're just too weak. They're just too weak, man. Like
Required to be on a base at that point.
I just
Was there
think,
any polycaps in that build?
it's got that inner frame, isn't it? It's not so much like a
Yeah, so
poly
it's
cap,
gonna-
but it's like the softer plastic inner frame. And I'm just
It's
looking
the
at it now,
ABS.
and it looks cool, man. It looks it looks really cool, hyper detailed. Like the face is really cool, and like as far as I can tell, it needs like one sticker inside the inside the front, or you could paint it. But other than that, it doesn't need anything at all, and it looks really cool. But it's just. Nah, man, I just can't deal with it. I just don't have the patience. Not when there's another
Well, now
thing
I'm
that's
concerned.
there
Where are
that's
the wings?
in the box somewhere. I
Just pitched it.
This is not on display. This is like kept in its box out the way as a possible like diorama or something.
For its own safety.
I don't know. There's bits missing now. I can't put it back together. It's dead to me. You're dead to me, dude. There's another one of you available now, so you're just dead to me, dude.
And it's amazing.
That's the
new
one
real
that's
grade
sitting at
wing.
the bar. It's got the glass and it's
It's
going.
got a
I've
whiskey in
seen
its
some
hand."
stuff, man. I've seen some stuff.
I'm broken. I can't be fixed.
He's that guy that's got
Broken
that bottom
inside
lip.
and out.
So yeah, that's the
Shit.
kit I hate. I do not recommend it. I just like. I talked to a bunch of people who go way more in depth into the customization than I do. Tons of people, and they're like, and a lot of stuff. Like this is why I like the group of people that we've got, because they kind of understand. We're all at that age where we've got life outside of our hobby. We kind of understand that it doesn't take up, our whole day, and necessarily we don't want to come home and spend 2, 3, 4 hours fixing something that's broken. But there's other people who I have talked about in the hobby, and they're like, "There's no such thing as a bad kit. You can make any kit." Yeah, but like for me, when I'm
Like out of the
stressed out at
box,
the
it's
end of the day,
relative, my
that's
guys.
yeah, man. That's like the last
True.
thing I want to do. And when there's a selection, like if I was the only one, or one of 5, or one of 10, then yeah, I could understand. Perhaps even number 17 when the real grades were out. If there was like a selection of that, I could kind of understand. But now there's 35 real grades and another one, and you've got all the MG wings as well. Like I just don't see the need for it. But it's a sad thing as well, because I think a lot of people will do exactly what I did, which is, the kits that I bought were RGs because they sort of fit that price point. You look at the HG and you're like, oh, that looks a little bit crap. And then you look at the RG and you're like, yeah, that looks dope, compared, just off of the picture off the box, right? And everyone knows the wing, everyone knows the Strike Freedom. And they're the two of the worst kits I have, the RG Strike Freedom and the RG Wing. Two of the prettiest, but two of the just biggest pains in my
Early
ass.
real grade syndrome for sure on those ones.
Oh, yeah.
But this one
friends
I
of
hate
mine.
for a different reason
Wild.
than the Strike Freedom. This one literally falls apart in your hands, whereas the Strike Freedom is a grenade, everything falls apart. But it's yeah, like if you wanted to spend an hour with some glue, it's fine. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's just fiddly. It's one of those ones where, like you said, you put it on a stand and you don't touch it. But this one, I feel like even connecting some parts, you just have to be a little bit rough and you can break them, and then there's no turning back. Like these bits that are broke, there's no fixing them. You could cement them, but you'll see it. I mean, the only way to fix them would be to paint it afterwards, and I don't know. I just don't want to deal with that with this thing.
Yeah, that's the extra effort.
Yeah,
That's the
if I'm gonna
effort
paint
that
a
you
kit, I'm gonna paint like the next one I'm about to say. I'm gonna paint something that I enjoyed building, something that I like the look of already, something that I want, I want to put a bit of extra effort into, not something that's pissed me off for the past 10 hours already, or something.
Why would you want to spend more time on it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Are we going to do hates all around, or do you want to hear the kit that I love?
I was thinking that we would both go through we'd go through like one person does their hate it and love it, and then we'll go to the next person. But if you want to go through everyone's hate it's first, we could do that. So we just did David's hate it. Cody, since you're going the opposite way now, what is your hate it?
Sure. So, I'm going to grab it. So, for reference, because I like what David did. It's right here. It's right off camera. But it is. I can't stand this thing. Now, granted, I try to buy things after reading reviews, watching reviews. So I try to avoid the ones. I saw the review on this. I thought it was pretty dope. Didn't think it was going to be a problem. And this is the high grade Guccion full city rebake, right? I think the design is really cool. But the thing that made me completely hate this is this stupid goddamn stickers right here.
Yeah.
Where they're folded over. There's stickers in here. There's stickers in here. There's so many goddamn stickers that could have easily been plastic. This is ridiculous. And I don't care about stickers. I actually normally don't care. I have more tools. I have all these tools down here on my desk that I can just put things in. Like, I can spend, like Dave, like you said, that little extra time. It's a little bit of extra effort. It's not a big deal. No, this made me hate fucking stickers. I can't stand it. Now, I will still deal with the stickers. I have, the Penelope has some annoying stickers here and there. The Kasai has some. I could deal with those. But the amount of sticker to body ratio that is happening here, not okay. Just not okay. And they don't look good. The ones that suck are these white ones. It's all of the white recoloring. There's not a reason on the planet that these should have been any other color cast. This could have easily been, because they're covered, right? They're covered like that. It's not like you see them from underneath. So why the fuck wasn't it molded in white? So this one makes me irate because I think about the great engineering that goes into these kits, and then I go, what is your fucking problem? But it looks pretty. Look, the face is adorable, and it's got the two heads. It's got giant claw scissors. On this, the other thing that drives me nuts, right? This looks cool. It is hollow. And while the Penelope has a bunch of big hollow parts, I'll forgive it because it's massive. This thing feels flimsy and cheap and ugly. Like you can feel it, and it does not feel good. And yeah, it's the most disappointing. I have the
Dude.
high grade tertium, and that was my first kit ever, so I started at the bottom and kind of went up. I like that more than I like this one,
Okay.
and that says a lot.
Question. Around, okay, at what point in your career as a Gunpla builder did you build that? I'm just trying to get the
Recently,
recent.
so
Okay.
that might be more biased because
Post
I
G
got to
Witch.
build some more. Well, it was before thank God, which I think I would have had a cow if I built it now.
Dude,
I'd be more irate.
as someone who went the other way to most people, or to Jake and Joe, like that's the reason I don't build HGs. That's the reason I
Yeah,
just don't
dude,
bother anymore.
the witch kits are they're unreal because so like the wing high grades that came out recently, they did the refreshes of all of them. Like the Shenlong is great. The Death Scythe is one of my favorite little high grades. But by comparison, they are so lame, so lame. But they're still fun kits. So the G Witch is just like it's just out of this world in quality, and they're only a year or two newer than say like the Shenlong. Actually came out the same time as the Ariel did, I think.
I
No,
think the
a year
Shenlong
before.
was delayed though, wasn't it, because of the Big C?
Probably.
Could
I
be.
remember getting it in September of 21 or 22, one of the two, and the other one I think, and then Ariel should have come out the next month in November. So, but they're similar design engineering times, but it's just like after
Oh,
building the Lifrith. Oh, Lifrith is still my one of my favorite high grades,
Yeah, man.
because they're just so good.
Quick question, Cody. Is the cutter hollow? Or not
It's
hollow, I'm
hollow.
sorry. So it's hollow, but is it articulated?
Oh yeah, it can open and close.
Okay.
I don't know if yeah, it can open and
Okay,
close.
because yeah, when you
Look,
held it
even
up
this
earlier, I looked at it and I was thinking,
it's
can it
motion.
is it articulated at all, or is it just
Oh,
one
if it didn't,
solid
I would have just
piece?
pitched it. I would have been like, I'm done with you. You don't get to be on my shelf anymore. Just like David in the box. I don't keep anything in a
You'll be like
box. This would have gone to the box. I would have hated it.
with a huge return to sender stamp on the box, just like, get this out of my house. I don't want it anymore.
I even I chromed out. I chromed out the pistons. I put some little extra effort into it, and I still was just like, fuck this kit. Other thing with
Yeah.
IBO kits, their frame for high grades, you need to,
Fragile.
and they're loose. So I was playing with my Barbatos to try to redo my shelf,
Hmm.
and motherfuck, that thing is as loose as can be. And it's like, dude, didn't this series come out not too long ago? Isn't this a relatively new series? Why do
Man,
these kits age like rotten milk? It's
man,
so
I
frustrating.
I've got a question. Sorry to go off tangent here, but I've actually got a pretty good
Sure.
question. Like
Derail me a little bit,
now
because
that
otherwise I'm gonna choo.
now that G Witch is finished, and like I said, I've got my 151. Uh, I'm looking for something next to do, like something simple and small, and everything seems to be restocked of the IBO HGs, but also everything seems to be restocked of like the AMAIM stuff, like the Kenbu and all
Ooh.
that stuff. And I'm looking at those,
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? Is that a better direction to go in? Even though I love IBO, like this stuff, and it's like there's this one which is like army colored, and I'm like that's actually dope. But then I look at the price, and I'm like, damn, that's only like $10 away from an MG. So I don't know. Is that the ghost? Isn't
I gotta
it?
tell you, this is the Ghost Mark One.
Oh,
This one's probably my
oof,
favorite of
dude.
the whole series. It is beautiful. I put a little extra effort into it. I love these AMAIM kits because they're so simple. They go up quick, and they make you want to add detail. They're beautiful little like I'm gonna dabble. I'm gonna dabble. You know
Uh,
how hard I
That's the thing
dabble?
about not
Fucking
necessarily
paint
like
marker.
that's the thing about like non-Gunpla kits is that I feel like Bandai, they specifically for the Gundams and everything, they know to make it like slightly more complicated because they're like, oh, okay, there's these giant war machine robots and everything, but sometimes like simplicity is key. So
Hmm.
like you were just
Oh
explaining
yeah.
like how fast that you it took for you to build those two kids, and look, they don't look too crazy or anything like too off the top.
No,
It's just like sometimes
They
I
do
guess
look
it'd just be relaxing to just do
they
something
are
different.
so much fun. They don't feel bad at all in the hands. There's a lot of, they're big. These chest pieces go together really nicely. The just the shape and movement of like
they
you see
look
the
great.
way the leg is designed. Their
Yeah.
mechanics design is so cool. Um, yeah, the AMAIM kits, I'll throw my hat into the ring before I'll throw into IBO. Even with the newer IBOs like the Grays and or the Grays custom and the Ryusego, like yeah.
Do you think it's worth going
I've
HG
actually
with
been
that,
really tempted.
or do you think it's worth trying to wait out the FMs? Because I think there's a couple FMs of those now as well, isn't there?
The full mechanics IBO, I'm not too familiar
Not
with. I
IBO, the AMAIM.
There,
oh, I have one.
there's a couple.
I want to build
Yeah,
it.
there's a couple. I
There's
think
only
it's the
two.
Kenbu and the Zane, isn't it?
Kinbuzan, yeah. So it's just its upgrade in the series. But I actually, it's
Yeah.
funny with with the the thing to watch out for with the AMAIMs is because they use the same body, it kind of starts to feel like you're building the same thing over and over again. Especially between the Kenbu, Jogen, and Byakuchi and the Reiki. Those are the four main like characters. And then the Ghost, but the Ghost is so big and so special in its design. It does have that difference going for it. It's like nice and big. Um, just the size comparison on these. But they do start to feel kind of samey after a while because they use the same. The Byakuchi actually uses a different leg type for different reasons, but you can just see how big of a difference these are, right? Um, but they do start to feel so. They have a season 2 series that they released, which are like the upgrades, and I'm not sure if I'm going to buy those because well, I need to count my shit somewhere, but it just feels too close. I think if I was to do the Kenbuzan, it'd be the full mechanics because I have the full mechanics Kenbu with the clear parts. And that might be worth it, but if you want to collect the whole series, the AMAIM is right there. You can go and just go nuts because the other ones are pretty good. The Brady Foxes, the New Wrens, yeah, the whole series is supposed to be pretty good.
So who knows? Might see some of those on my
I'm
shelf
actually
soon
just
then.
looking up. Yeah, I'm actually just looking up some of these kits. Like so far here, the AMAIM, the Borderline weapon. Oh my goodness!
Oh, the custom parts. They have so many expansions because that's part of the show where they just like drop weapons caches and they're just like, yeah, we're just going to pick up a weapon. Not going to lie, if they did one in like the style of like a Armored Core game, now we're going way off the rails. If they had a
Yeah.
game series with AMAIM, oh, it just, oh, beautiful. Would it be fun? So much
Hey,
fun.
it's
All right.
coming, man. It'll be here before you know it.
Don't tease me.
Let's
I'm
let's
sure they will do something.
okay. We were here at this point, and then we were going. Then you went off the rails, and then now let's bring it back.
Now you know how
So,
I feel,
Jake,
dude. Now you know how I feel.
I get it. I get
Yeah,
it. It happens.
that's what it's like to have a
Jake,
conversation with me. So just be forewarned. Anytime you land on me, just make sure I got a timer.
okay.
I'm gonna spike it real quick.
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, David, for the full mechanics IBO stuff, don't do it. They're bad. They're bad.
It's good to know. Thank you.
They're bad. They're very bad. I did
I could
all
actually
3
tell you about that.
Barbitoses, and they're just floppy. I mean, like limp noodle.
Yeah, I've heard some really
Like,
bad
it-
things about the big
okay.
ones.
I haven't
Okay,
had that
that
issue
was my
so
only
far with
thing.
my. I haven't had that issue so far with the Lupus Rex because I have built the FM Lupus Rex, but I legit posed it and it's just been sitting in the like the back corner and I barely played with it, so I can't really attest to say that it's floppy or like over time it's gonna. I'm pretty sure
Give it time.
it's been about it's been about like a
It
year and a half
it
that I've
will.
had it built up, so I feel like if I was to pose it again, I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think I'm just
Yeah,
better off leaving
because
it leaving it in the corner.
I did the Lupus and the Rex back in what was it 2017, and when I went to move them from the display case at the shop that they were at, when it closed, the Lupus Rex's legs just went
Splayed.
Like
Oh,
like it cannot stand at all anymore.
That's like my
see,
hand
I've
straight
always
on.
had mine on a crafting base, so.
Dang.
But okay, before you go into another rabbit hole, Jake, hated out of all your kits, what did you hate? Why did you hate that kit? What would you do differently with the hindsight, or in hindsight?
You guys have no idea the can of worms you're opening.
No shit. I see that box pile behind you, and I have to wonder what
Okay,
the hell have you gotten into?
Is the GM. We all know how
so
much he hates the GM. Well, it's not my fault
It
it
takes
No,
me
sucked.
a
not
whole
quite.
month to hating it.
not
These
quite.
goddamn
Okay,
Jews.
so for my love it and hate it, I'm going to do it just a smidge differently because I've got two that I absolutely loathe. Technically three, but one or two of them are the same kid, just different scale. So.
Oh.
Wait,
Bro, he was
We're
hanging.
gonna start with
Okay,
the
okay.
one that's only height, and that is the. So that.
You got me good.
Okay. So
Fucking rolling.
I grade only first. The HG Tristan, because my God, Bandai,
Oh,
what
yeah.
in the hell were y'all thinking? It is. I didn't think to get it out because that's how much I hate it because it just. 2000, what was it? Oh Jesus, I'm trying to think. When was that thing made? It was like 2015, I think.
Oh,
And they
not
used
too late, or not too early.
yeah. By that point, you already had regular like pivoting hips and stuff with high grades, pegs and sockets, rotating hip joints, stuff like that. They used pretty much all the tech from the HG Alex, which came out like 2009,
Oh, okay.
and it is bad. Like I know if anybody's been following me on Instagram for a long time, you will probably remember when I built that thing, and it was oh my, it was a dumpster fire. I made it look decent, doing detail stuff to it, but
I
it
want to see a
can't
live build of that
pose.
kit.
Yeah, like it can't pose. It doesn't have like any detail to it hardly. It's just, and it's supposed to be an Alex 2.0, or not a 2.0, but like an Alex Mark 2
Great,
in the
yeah.
lore. So
Right.
it's like, what the hell were y'all thinking, Bandai? Like, what did you do?
Yeah.
But
Just
so,
like I would not recommend that kit to anybody. And everybody kept telling me it's bad. You're not gonna like it. I understand that now. I thought that it was gonna be different, but nope. It was bad.
so
But
in
if
universe,
you want to
it's supposed
do
be
it,
an
do
upgrade.
it. What,
So
Trey?
in universe, it's supposed to be in universe, it's supposed to be an upgrade, but in real life, the build process was a downgrade, is what you're saying.
More than a downgrade. Like they just put it
More
in
than a
reverse and
downgrade.
kept
Oh,
going.
shit.
Yeah, they just put it in reverse and kept going because it just, yeah,
They just
yeah,
put a
it
snowball at the top
was,
of the hills. See how far it roll.
That's
it was
great.
bad. Okay, so that was the first one. The second one I consider to be the bane of my existence as a builder. The first time that I built it, you know,
First
2016, it
time?
was, yes, the first time. It was 2016. The kit had just released. I'm going to let you guys take a guess what it might have been, because I've
2016.
ranted about it before.
I think it starts with the E and ends with Exia.
Haha, not quite. Not quite.
Any more personal attacks on Jake?
No.
No, because I remember
So,
him ranting about the ankle joints on that one, and now you have to get the replacement parts. So I don't know. I just took a shot in the dark there.
Oh yeah, no, that one, once you get the metal parts, it's fine. It's solid as a rock.
Okay,
Uh,
I was
so
wrong,
the
guys. I
second one
stand
for
corrected.
me is it is the version Kotoki Thunderbolt.
Really?
I
And you built
I
it twice.
hate that thing. Hate it with a passion. Because when I
Okay,
built the
why is that?
Kotoki, everything broke on it. Like
Yeah.
literally, I'd build an arm, something would snap. I built the head, the peg for the V fin itself broke. The only thing holding the V-fin onto the head was the little, like, crest piece. That was it. The backpack, that huge-ass backpack for it, the sub-arm gimmick, yeah, they just fall right back into the backpack. Like, it was
Hey,
bad.
That's annoying.
The
do you think
the
it was?
worst part... Sorry, Trey, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Do you think it's because you got like a dead kit? Because I remember we were talking about that for
I...
the Dynamite,
Yeah,
or could that just be like a design flaw overall in the?
I do think it could have been a bad mold. There are such things
Okay.
as kits that are bad molds, so I
Yeah.
will chalk it up to that. But probably the worst thing that happened with that thing was because if you've ever built it, you know how the arm pegs work. They lock into the torso. I didn't see that in the manual. So I just shoved them in there. And then it says, rotate it to make sure that the little trash bag materials, which also suck, because, yeah, Cody shaking your head,
I didn't even
you know
build
what
it,
I'm
but I
talking
watched people
about.
build it, and it looks that alone sets me from not
Yeah,
building it. It's those stupid arm things.
yeah, those trash bag things sucked big time because you could, like, if you had to put a piece on, like the little circle shoulder guards, they wouldn't stay. Like, they just pop right back out.
Right.
But
Wow.
because of those, when I put the arm in, I think it was the right arm, I did not see the little tab on the peg. And it said twist the arm, to make sure that the material will move and is flexible. So I did that. About 10, 15 minutes later, I had the arm up like this, and it just goes and falls
Oh
completely off.
no.
Yep. And this was
Man,
beginner Jake, so I had no idea about fixing it. So I just looked at it and I'm like, well, fuck me, this is a $75, $80 master grade that is now useless.
that's one thing about master grades, man. It's like you really got to take your time with them because they're on the pricier side of the spectrum of Gunpla and
Oh,
building
yeah.
kits, and B, if you ruin something, if you don't have the expertise to fix it, and not necessarily in the moment, but like later on, if you don't have the expertise, you're looking at something that's just gonna be stay limp on the shelf, and like you're just gonna have that one inner thought that's like, yo, if only I paid that much more attention to it. If only I had did this. If only I had done that. That's how I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
about my personal kit for the Hate It.
But there were
But
there were so many other things that broke on that thing that I look at it now whenever somebody goes to build it and I'm like,
Do it.
yeah, you're
Don't do
gonna
it.
have fun with that thing. Do you want some cement? I will give you a bottle of cement to put anything
Right.
on that thing because it will fall apart.
Wow.
And yeah, the high grade, the high grade is a little bit better, but not by much because just like the master grade, it was kind of creepy because I had almost the exact same issues except the high grade's ball and socket for the shoulder, so it didn't
okay.
break. But I did have, like, I can't remember what all pieces broke. The little stand that they give you for the high grade, when I went to pull it off the stand, the peg actually broke off up in his taint, I guess.
Oh no.
So he can't, like, I have to use the old style action base adapter,
The
the
saddle.
forks.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the forks
Okay.
to put him on an action base now because what do you expect, David? But yeah, that one, it was a little bit better than the master grade because it didn't have quite the same amount of like articulated gimmicks going on,
Okay.
Yeah.
but the weight, like its balance was a little bit of an issue because of the weight, you know. What other thing was there? There were some parts that did break, that cracked and actually broke because of the Tamiya enamel,
Yeah, I gotta
so
be
that,
careful. Was that on ABS?
yeah, some of the parts that were
Yeah.
ABS did it just a little bit. There's a couple of hairline fractures I had with it. In fact, I think
Yeah.
the last slide of the glam shots for it on my Instagram, the last one that I did, I went in and I wrote with my stylus on my phone. I was like, broke, 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 and circled each spot
Yeah.
that broke. Like, when I did the Atlas, I said I don't want to get that thing back out to put behind it, because I have a tendency to do that, but I got it out and I'm sitting here looking at it going, if you make anything on the Atlas break, I am throwing you against the wall. So help me God. Like literally, I
Nice.
firmly believe that Thunderbolt is the bane of my existence
Dude.
as a kid.
What I will say is, I saw like a proper diorama of the Thunderbolt and the Psycho Zaku. It's not there anymore, but I saw it about 3-4 months ago in the Gundam base in Bangkok. And done though, my God, is that a beautiful kit? Which kind of goes to the same as this. It's like there's no issue with it being
Ooh,
being
my man.
an ugly
My
kit.
man.
Damn, it is a good looking kit. Kind of weird with the four
Oh yeah,
shields,
even
but
broken. Oh yeah, even broken, the Katoki looked great. I mean, once I got the rest of it all together before a bunch of other stuff on it broke, it looked fantastic. But
Yeah.
it just
Yeah. You said you built it twice, right?
I think that Bandai they were getting a little big for their between the master grade and the high grade. That's what I meant. I would
Oh,
not
okay,
I would
okay,
not build
okay.
that Katoki twice. Like
Okay,
you could not
I'm,
you could not pay me to build the master grade of that thing
No
again.
shit.
yeah, I'm here thinking, I'm like, yo, this guy dished out twice the amount of money on the Katoki high
Fucked up
grade,
arm.
the Katoki master grade, and fucked them both up. Oh my goodness.
but that's
I
something.
should have elaborated on that. That was my fault.
That's something I would
So-
do, mine. If I got a kit that I loved and then it sort of broke or I didn't do it to the standard that I liked, I would probably shell out a second time and do it again. That's
Try
why.
to get it right.
That's why I've kept my unicorns over there because I don't want to mess them up.
Dude,
But
I
yeah,
did that twice.
the
Like,
Thunderbolt
my
was
first-
bad. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
go ahead, Trey.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time I've like heard someone have those kind of issues with the Thunderbolt. Like usually I've heard it's okay. I haven't heard people like overly hype it up or anything. Kind of like how I've heard like reviews of the Dynamez,
Yeah.
the Barbatos when it first dropped. But this is the first time I've actually heard someone not quite bag on it, but actually give some serious critique to.
Garbage bag on it.
I think
Garbage bag arms on
I
it.
think that the price point that it's at for what it is though kind of puts it into a niche where the people who are buying it are the people who want it,
Yeah.
who really want it.
Yeah.
I would expect the quality to be higher than what it was for that batch.
Yeah.
Well, and
Which
what
is
you're
why I
dealing
think
with-
that it
But
could
what
have
I- what I'm saying-
just been a bad batch.
What I'm saying is like someone who's done a couple of high grades or whatever, they could walk into a store and come out with a Barbatos or a Dynamez or even an Exia or a Strike Freedom 2.0 or something. But I think you really gotta want that Verkar Thunderbolt to buy that Verkar Thunderbolt. I think you go in,
well, and
you're
that's why
knowing what
like-
you're getting
that's-
into 90%, which is
Yeah.
the argument I got
And-
for this, which is like
Yeah.
anyone's gonna buy this because they know where it is. And it's just gonna be
Yeah.
it's just gonna be hell. It'll be their last kit
Yeah.
for most people.
Yeah, and that's what you were saying earlier too, David. It's like, people say it's like there's no such thing as a bad kit because you can always fix it. And it's like, yes, but also no, because like you said, with the Dynamez and the Barbatos and what are some other ones that are in here? Like the Jessa, the Sinanju. There's different things. It's like out of the box. You don't have to worry about it. It goes together for the price that you paid. It looks great out of the box,
Yeah.
and you don't have to fix it. Whereas like the Thunderbolt, like you said, it's that niche, man. Like the Thunderbolt, it's a fucking outrageous design, right? It's 4 shields over that thing. Who the hell thought that? Toki, obviously. But,
Yeah. Same
but it's one of
asshole who
those,
built
it's
this
like-
fucker.
yeah, Toki, man, you're a wild dude.
What an asshole! I love you,
it's-
dude.
Yeah. But it's like these crazy designs, everybody wants them. So you already have that hot factor there. But then when it's Katoki, like a Verka is going to be, it's experimental. There's going to be some flaws. I know the Unicorn Verka has some flaws compared to its OVA remaster. But by comparison, it's still like better, but not by a whole lot. But still, that
Yeah.
Katogi can still have its. But it's the only one they made. So, of course, everybody's going to clamor for it because they didn't remaster it. They didn't do a 2.0. They didn't do the OVA version. But I bet if they do an OVA... Yeah.
I think now with some of it, I think they've tweaked it. Like they realized that maybe this peg was a little bit too thin.
They could have
so they went back
changed their molds a
in.
little. Yeah.
Yeah. They just didn't
Upgrade
tell
or fix.
anybody because I've seen somebody build one here recently that's local or was
Yeah.
local. He's moved away now. Um, and that one, when I looked at it, it looked the same. It was a little bit more sturdy than what I remember.
Yeah.
So which that's why I'll take it and I'll give it a little leeway and say that it could have been a bad mold that I had,
Yeah.
or the
Bad cast.
initial mold of it could have
Yeah.
just been so.
Yeah. And they fix their
Question.
toolings. I know that when they have their print on the runners, they actually print the dates and all that good stuff. They print them on the box when it was like printed. So they could have actually retooled their mold. Those molds can only last so long. You could have got an end of life mold.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
those things
because
are so
Could have been
expensive.
quality of the
It
plastic as well, though. As well, the the
True.
tolerances
Yeah.
on those aren't
yeah
100%. It could have been some bad crap in the plastic, because it's made up of a bunch of
Yeah.
different chemicals, isn't it?
Some impurities could affect it.
hmm
Okay,
For sure.
question for you guys before I go into my hated kit. Do you guys think that I was gonna say Banshee, that Bandai, they
Fancy's on the brain.
yeah, uh, because they like we were just talking about how some kits are like released and sometimes people are like they build them like more sturdy or whatever. Do you guys think this might be falling under conspiracy territory that Bandai releases some stealth upgrades or stealth like uh yeah, fuck it, let's say stealth upgrades without releasing like a whole brand new kit. So like for example, going back to the Thunderbolt, um there could be like a phantom second model, but that one is slightly more sturdy, thicker pegs, like you guys are saying. Do you think that's the case, or it just falls down to dead molds? What do you guys think?
I I
I
personally
think it's
know
a
the
little bit of
price of
both.
tooling. I personally know the price of tooling, and I think they're not changing their
So
tooling.
expensive.
Perhaps it's
Yeah.
the
Right?
It's
ingredients,
so
Okay.
but
expensive.
they're not changing their tooling. Like I know from manufacturing how much simple tooling costs, and it's just
Yeah.
no, they're not
I
doing
think
it.
those molds when they go to tool because it's that slab metal or whatever, it's that aluminum cast if I'm not mistaken that they do the injection mold. And those things could the high grades I think were like 100 grand is what somebody
Ooh.
had said during like the factory tour. Just those, I could be wrong, but I work in manufacturing as an architect and we do tooling stuff. Yeah, dude, a simple like the tooling machine is 100 grand, and then creating just the molds and stuff, dude, your opportunity cost and all that is just so high. So you better get it right that first time. But I can
Okay.
imagine them like altering, like um, if your plates need a little bit of adjustment. I wonder if they could recast it and redo some things, or if they add something to it. My unfamiliarity with the actual the manufacturing process of it, right? But I can imagine a tweak. Like if something was so bad and it wasn't selling, but that's the only design they had, would it be easier to redesign a whole new thing and have all those engineers work on it? Or would it just be easier to be like, okay, well we know the tolerance on this is bad. Can we like recast the mold and add a little bit, like bring in the walls a little bit here and there?
But what I will
So,
say about that, dude, is it's an opportunity to re-advertise. That's how a company would look at
mhm,
it. They would look at it as an opportunity to re-advertise and bring out a new product. They wouldn't. Um,
true.
the only thing I could probably
2.0.
say to be devil's advocate is they do everything in house. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing I could say. I don't know how much control they have and how much, but everything's in house, so they could fiddle with them. But I can't see it. I can't see it at all. It's just not worth. I just don't think it would be worth their time to
Yeah,
even
the full rework. Yeah.
Okay.
touch it. And these
Okay.
Well,
prices that
that's like
So,
sorry,
certain
dude,
things too.
these prices that I know are Chinese manufacturing. They do everything in house in Japan. Like that's got to
Yeah.
be 10 times more expensive.
Yeah, and it's hyper
Versus-
precise too. Because like if you look at any other like model kit manufacturer compared to Bandai, it's just there's not even close. I built multiple different third party kits, and I built Kotobukiya, and I like Kotobukiya stuff, but it's still not even to the level of Bandai's. That's insane quality.
Okay. So it looks like my question is getting answered with dead molds because it's too damn expensive.
Oh,
All
sorry,
right.
sorry, guys.
So,
Before we move on, I'm just gonna break for the toilet if you don't mind. This tea I've drunk
Yeah,
has
okay.
gone right through me. Show my age now. I'm an old man. Oh, talking about old man. When I got my hair cut the other day, right, I looked down, and it was a black thing, right, that they put over me, black color.
The schmuck,
And
yeah.
I could see
Yeah.
how white my hair had gone because when it falls, like I got black hair and it was grey.
oh my goodness.
It was
No,
all.
That's why I'm wearing my hat because like my hair's like kind of a mess. It's like, yo.
All right, I'm not
Okay.
gonna say anything. I'm just gonna lean in closer to the camera so that you guys can see the gray coming in right here in my beard. Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
That's why
I
know you can
that's
see
why I
it up
shaved
here.
too, dude.
I said I know you guys can see it up here, but yeah, I can see it like over here in the corners coming in, and I'm just like, oh god, no, stop, please.
Anyway, old man's got a break for the toilet, so carry on, and I'll be back in a
So-
moment.
we're gonna take a little commercial break, even though they're called commercial, no sponsorships or whatever. But when David comes back, I will let you guys know about my hated kit. And no, we're not doing this for suspense purposes, but yeah.
For editing, help for the timestamp. Do a little clap. The break.
Right.
Anyway, there it is.
Newsflash:
Hopefully that
Joe
helps
says
you.
he didn't make it because of the fact he had a late night at work.
So we actually got a
Oh.
response from Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was glancing at my watch here for.
yeah, I saw it pop up on my tablet right in front of me. Yeah, no worries, dude. I know, like,
Doing a store
what
move
did you mess
around.
with?
Yeah, dude, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Retail shop moves. Actually, that's what my favorite local shop, Geek Is Us, hit it with the plug. They just got a new storefront, and so they moved from Puyallup, the city outside of Seattle, up here, and they moved to Auburn a while back. Actually, it's fucking annoying. I used to live up in a city that was closer to where they moved to, right? And then where I moved, I bought this house, right? It's closer to their old location, so we just went like this. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck? You're my favorite store. Now, I will throw out a plug for Sean's Anime and other things. They're great, but Geek Is Us is my jam right now. But they got a brand new store, and they have a new build space now. So not only they have the same size store, but then they added a whole section in the back that's for a build space and board games and stuff like that. So they're doing great. I had to stop by and pick me up a little something, celebrate, give them a little celly. And I heard this one's a pretty amazing kit. There you are.
Ooh,
Is that the
art.
impulse?
Force Impulse, baby. I've heard this is like, as far as real grades go, just primo. Even for like how old it is, which I don't know how old it is exactly, but everything I've read
I
on
think
it
it
is
came out after the unicorn.
in real grade. Oh, so then that would be about
think so.
16, 17, because the real
Yeah.
grade unicorn came out in 15.
Yeah, because I think it was Unicorn, Banshee, and then Force Impulse, and then New Gundam, was it? I can't remember.
New Gundam was closer to like 18 or 19. They were a lot newer. Same with like the Sazabi. Those are
Yeah.
still considered top tier. And then the new High New came out, of course, in 21. End of 21. Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's for your editing help there, David. You look for the audio
yeah.
spike. I'll do I don't have a clacker. I don't have
Oh,
the gate,
dude, do you know how much I have to zoom in onto the timeline to see any sort of individuality on audio?
You really? Oh, goodness.
I'll do a
Just
video.
take your timelines and scrub them and then just raise them vertically. That should help with the spike. You'll see a spike. You'll see that. Go,
I'm not editing
There's-
anything out. This is long form.
Oh,
Alright.
okay, then we said some mad shit
Oh.
you're gonna hear later.
Oh, at
We
least
didn't
it gives
think
me
you were
something to look forward to in the editing.
Yeah, he's gonna come back and be like, guys, what the fuck?
What the fuck are you been
I had to cut out half this
So-
fucking show.
Yeah, so we had to cut, like, in a whole 30-minute segment. What the hell, guys? Come on.
I was digging for gold for a hot minute. Just thought
Yeah, I
nobody
know.
was watching. I didn't think
Jake's
the
just
two
flipping the
guys cared.
camera off, like.
I thought you just
Just
carry
saw
on.
bare
I
ass.
thought you just carry on with it. If I'm honest, I mean, Jake's got another 20 kits that he hates that he's ready to talk about.
Oh no!
Bro, for
Oh
real.
no! Actually, that was it for me. I was legit gonna draw the line right there with the Thunderbolt
But
and the
what?
Tristan
But
because
what
they
about
are
all
just.
what about all the GMs, dude? You haven't talked about any GMs.
Built so many, he hates them now. It's just gone full 180.
You straight
You know
up.
what? Fuck this thing.
I used to love them. Now I straight up hate them.
Oh,
that
I
had
don't know.
nothing to do with
If anything, building the newer ones and then building the old ones has given me a respect for the fact that they have said, you know what, let's go back and do revives of these because whoo.
Yeah, dude. You see Revive, like, I shouldn't touch the old one. Not even once.
Oh, you triggered my theory.
unless it's
I
a
said everything you
78.
did, and
Unless
my
it's a
theory is
78.
I'm sorry, I don't understand that input.
It's funny. Well,
Downside of having
back to it.
everything
MC Trizzy. You gotta hate
Yeah.
it.
That's what I hate. I hate how Siri gets triggered by every time someone says, "Hey, assistant," even though it's supposed to be voice accurate. You know, I did the whole voice prints and all. Anyways, let's not get into that.
Apple's
been
like
working on my
Apple's
Trey.
like Kotoki, man. Apple's like Kotoki.
Yeah.
When they get things right, they get things right. But the other set of times, they go way off the rails.
I agree, man. I agree. Speaking of off the rail, let's get back on to the rails. So,
Nice.
so we did everyone else's hate it kit. Now it's my turn, guys. So, ironically, I gotta go with this guy right over here.
Oh shit. Double suspense. We had to wait for David to pee, and now we gotta wait for him to get the model.
I gotta go with my first
The
Banshee.
Banshee.
The first one that I
No.
played.
You got two
This is
Banshees.
ironic.
Dude's got two
Mr.
Banshees.
Mr. Project Chimera here.
Yeah, bro. It's Chimera.
Putting
So-
hate on the Banshee. What?
Can't believe you.
Like, okay, so
Dude has got two
kinda,
Banshees,
this is the
man.
reason why I kind of asked you guys around what time did y'all build the kits that you hate? So the only correlation that I have so far with is with David, because this Banshee was the one that I built early on in my career. So it was rushed. There were some things that I had some issues with, but primarily, okay, I have a little bit of a list here. So over time,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, no, it's not that
Break
long.
out the Excel
And I
sheet.
thought I was gonna rule the whole
Bro
segment.
formalized it. He formalized it. Look at him.
Yeah. So my number one issue was, again, because it was in my like novice days. I didn't have the right set of tools, and like I still had my nippers and I had my sand.
Bit it
my,
out of the
sanding
thing with your
rod,
teeth.
but-
Bit it out of the
Oh,
sprue with your
imagine
teeth.
So over time, like how, like because it was okay. It was my second built kit. No, sorry, it was my third built kit, but second painted kit, and it just became like super loose. Like it's just like really, like the waist. I don't know if y'all can see that, but like the waist area, it's like very, very rickety and everything, and it's kind of like
It's
I
that
don't know,
clip
it's-
at the back. It's
Yeah,
to
dude.
keep it between destroy and unicorn mode.
Oh.
yeah. So that even the transformation, specifically just on this one, but when I transformed this one, the 2.0,
Yeah.
I had no issue with it, but the shoulders, it doesn't stay in destroy mode. Like they kind of like fall back down, like gravity like really pulling it back. Another thing, besides like how loose it got over time, was this. So it comes fully, like the box and the runners and everything. It comes fully with like all the parts
Yeah.
to make the shield.
Yeah.
But in the instructions, it doesn't tell you how to assemble the shield. So
No,
I
you
kind
gotta
of had
find
to
the
spend...
OVA unicorn manual. You gotta find that.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I did for this one. So that was thing number 2 as to why I hated it. And
We're not supposed to
third
have it,
thing-
Trey.
I'm telling you, man, that's what
That's the
DeLong
excuse.
got
You're not
noticed
supposed to have
for.
it. There's no instructions because you're not supposed to have it.
I know, but I mean, like, this was, I'm gonna say young me, but this is like younger me, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not new novice me when I was building when I was getting into the hobby. I'm like, okay, so I have all these extra parts,
Oh
but
my god, yes.
where the hell are they in the instructions? Like
Yeah.
and it was only
It's
like
not
later
Lego.
on down the line. Yeah, dude,
Bro, it's so
but like,
frustrating when you're first starting out, for real.
yeah, I thought I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna use everything on these runners. These runners are gonna be completely empty by the time I'm done. But no, I have like a few runners with some parts here and there. So I'm like, okay, what can I do with these guys? And then I realized later on that they reused runners for the different kits. Well, for
Yeah.
example, it's pretty much the Unicorn OVA.
Mm-hmm.
Just the only thing that's different is like some of the head molds, or they not even different. It's they just added a head mold for
Mm-hmm.
it, for like the
Yeah.
Banshees, like V fin.
Yeah.
They added a couple new molds as well for the weapons, the VN and the BS. Um, but other than that, it's pretty much just like a reskin of the Unicorn.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, I did not know that until later on down the line.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
my third my third gripe with this Banshee, and it kind of extended to this one as well, is the fact that in series, in universe, it's black. IRL, when you build it, and when you see the runners, it's like a navy blue. So
Yep.
that's what led me to doing a color correction and repainting that one black. See, he gets it.
Yeah, I'm nodding my head because I finished this one recently, so I'm with you. I'm with you on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
dude.
it's like a dark blue.
Yeah, it's like a super navy blue, and in universe it's supposed to be black. So I'm like, okay, I don't see why there's like an issue with black black mold. But now that
Yeah,
I'm looking around the rest of my collection, besides what's painted, there is nothing that's actually straight up black. It's all like a super dark gray and like
I'll throw it
so
out there.
yeah.
The Blitz is all black.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
it's not like a offshoot navy blue or something. Look, I got you guys looking around. I'm looking for like actual
it is
And
nice and
let's see what
beautifully black.
yeah,
the
Are you
it's
sure?
Blitz,
so
the
Are you
nice.
Death
sure,
Scythe
dude? Because
Hell.
the line art for the for the Banshee is actually navy blue. Dun dun dun.
In wait, like you mean in show or like on the?
The line art.
No, the Kotoki line art. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay, because see, I haven't built
Yep.
the Kentucky version. I've only built the regular the regular release version. Like I even have.
well, no, the so like when you see the art for like Gundams, they'll so that's the Vercad they actually use the mechanical design, the line art, and that's like
Oh,
the
okay.
style. So like in the original designs, they'll have like a different coloration. But yeah, you're right. If you look at even just the soundtrack to Unicorn, it's called, well, first and foremost, it's called the Black Lion. So there's no getting around that. And then
Yeah.
if you look at the artwork for like the soundtrack that has, at least on volume 2, that has the Banshee in destroy mode on the cover, it's pitch black with a white background. So it's like, yeah, no, it should absolutely be
No.
black, not dark blue.
So that honestly, that's my beef with my hated kit, and it's
Yeah.
ironic because like you guys know I love the Unicorn series so
Oh
much,
yes,
and
absolutely.
like dude, I even rebuilt the Banshee twice. Like I yeah, so
Third
that
time
one I
coming
actually
up.
Dude.
yeah.
Hate it so much he actually built it twice. I thought Jake did. No. Trey actually built it twice.
Okay, the whole reason was because, like you guys said before, like you guys actually touched upon this earlier. If you guys could dish out the money to rebuild something that you've messed up on, like, would you do it?
I
Clearly,
don't
you guys
mess
know I
up,
would
dude.
because I did it for the Banshee. I did it for the double O Omega.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah, man, I would. If I
yeah,
mess something up big time, I'd buy it again.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm kind of
That's like me
thinking
and the
about
new
doing that.
Gundam Kotoki. I want to rebuild it. It was my first one, and
Hmm.
I messed up all kind of big time on it. But I mean, you guys see the tower behind me. I don't know when I'd ever get to it.
Right.
So that has been my hated part for the hated part of Love It or Hate It.
Quick
So
question.
now,
Quick question, dude.
speaking haters,
I know you.
quick answer,
I
dude.
know you were a busy day, but did you hate it more the first time or the second time?
The first time, because the
Yeah.
first time, The second time, I knew what I was doing.
You
I
know what
had
you're
a
looking
lot better
for.
experience, and I had at least 2+ years of experience compared to the first time I did it. Boom. Next question.
Yeah. Dude, those gates. So that unicorn. So speaking of which, because the OVA stuff is all in the same mold.
Yeah.
Those gates on the legs, there are some curved spots where it actually is a parabolic curve that swoops and then also turns. They put a gate not on the edge. They put it in the fucking curve, and that you can't.
Hmm.
I have the Razor, right? Your Razor Pro, and then I have
Yeah.
the Razor Mini, whatever the fuck these names are. You still can't get to that goddamn thing without scratching it up. It's just like I hate this,
Might just
but I love unicorns so much. I'm gonna do it again.
What I
might
ended
just
up doing for
wrap a
those parts
tooth
actually was,
might just wrap a
they're going,
toothpick or a
David?
chopstick with some high grit sandpaper.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I did. I took like
that's
a
exactly
popsicle
it.
stick, cut that in half, wrapped it with sandpaper, and I just went to town on that thing.
Yeah, I use a tiny knife, tiny hobby knife, really small to get in at the angle and just try to shave it off. And then if
Hmm.
it still is pocked, that's the other thing. The Banshee, I'm sure you saw that, Trey. Pock marks on that dark plastic is you got to do it high level and then and sand in. You can't cut
I need to go
near the thing.
down.
But the balancers are a lifesaver. Do for real. See,
Yes,
exactly,
dude. Yes.
exactly.
The pock marks, yes. You,
Yeah.
in fact, here, let me just move the lamp over
Okay.
a little bit, and because you can see them big time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Just
Talking
like,
about
I
oh,
would say
yeah.
talk,
between the Phoenix and the Banshee, they're like arguably on par because like yo, okay, so the
The
Banshee it's
plating.
dark, so you don't see it, but then the Phoenix, like because it's gold plated, like if you nick a little bit of the plating, you're just gonna see like little bits of white sticking out from the gold, which is a
Hmm.
big reason as to why I should completely strip the plating off of the Phoenix. So it's like, yeah, I get it, dude, I get it.
Yeah.
So,
that's
I'm not looking forward to that. I want the narrative so bad to finish the collection. Yes, I have the gold marker, but it doesn't match. It
yeah.
doesn't match 100%.
Not
So
not
when
quite.
you're looking,
Yeah, not
but it's
quite.
enough to
But
like hide it. But yeah, if you get
yeah,
up on it and if you're taking glamour shots like I want to,
yeah,
yeah, you better hide that shit.
What
yeah.
about
oh yeah. It's
automotive
what I had
paint?
to do for the Delta.
What about
Yeah.
automotive paint? Because I'm
Hmm.
sure they do like a gold chrome for automotive
I'm sure you
purposes.
could get something. I mean, they give you the paint
Yeah.
mix right in the instructions. So
Hmm.
I'm
So,
sure they'll give you the mix and balance and all that stuff. I just know jack fuck all about paint. So I just use whatever I can out of a box and that's just my level. I think that's where I'm at. But I think if I was, at Trey's, like, yeah, I understand painting it or for in his case stripping it and just like start again. We're gonna start again. We're
Anyway,
gonna
yeah.
clean
Now
it and
you
we're gonna
got
start again.
now you guys understand why I prefer the dirty piss gold injection mold.
Because you don't
Oh,
have to
you
deal
mean
with
like
it.
this one here? Like the hands
Exactly.
of yeah,
Oh
I see.
Exactly.
yeah, dude.
Okay, guys. So, since we got all that hate out of our system, let's become lovers. Not like that. But what kits did you guys
Oh
love?
yeah.
And what what
Calm
kits
down there,
did you
Barry
guys love?
Manilow.
can we do more than one? Can I do
And
two?
how, yeah,
Well,
yeah, why not?
Okay.
you
I'd
take
say
it
it's
too.
fair.
So,
I did too.
To be fair, I love both these
To be
kits probably for
fair.
the same reason. It's not like, oh, I've got two kits and they're both really good. No, like I like them because the first kit sort of did something very well, and then the second kit sort of built on it. So my first kit is,
okay.
I'll go get it.
We've lost David again,
I'm taking
ladies and
notes on you
gentlemen.
guys' sorry.
You should have gotten
Ethan?
that when we went to the bathroom. I don't know what the
Man,
fuck.
I didn't know I was gonna do two. I didn't know I was gonna do two.
I'm just fucking with you. Dude. I'm just fucking with you. I want you to see you fucking roll to
Oh,
get those.
where is he? Is he getting in focus? So this is my dude. This
Oh
is my
yeah.
dude. This is
I
my
regret
dude.
getting it as a
just
real grade.
fucking look at it. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
And
Just
you
look
don't
at it.
panel
Just
line,
look
you
at it
don't
and
do
tell me
anything.
Gundam is not the best hobby in the world. But this
Oh,
was
and the
actually
ashtray is just a
this was my
sexy
first
suit.
MG. and it was my last HG. Nah, I still do the G-Witch stuff, as you know, but like the reason I tend to gravitate towards MGs now is when I built this, I was like, why would I even bother with HGs? Not even because of size, but because stickers just don't exist on it. Part separation's crazy. It's got like little moving bits in the knees, and look at it pose.
Yeah.
I mean, I pose this pretty much every week. If you follow my Instagram, like I've got more pictures. If you look at my Instagram, you'd probably think I got like 3 kits, and it's like, no, it's just those are the kits that I like to repose, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's basically a space samurai, which is, I guess, what Gundam has always been since day one with Gramps,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of just
A little bit.
it's kind of just
Skirting armor, the V fins. Yeah.
yeah, man. I mean, absolutely love it. Does crazy poses, comes with a whole load of stuff, but I tend to take it away. I think that the less
Tend to
this
clean.
the less this has, the cooler it is. Because when I first built it, I had it with its giant sword and this and that, and then I was like, slowly took it away, and then I got to a point where like I had the single sword, and I thought it looked really cool, and then I gave it the second one recently, just to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
Where I took away the scabbards. I kept the weird backpack thing, but you know, even if I took that away, the only reason I've kept it is because if I take it away, there's like you can see the like the hex, like the 30mm hex thing. So I put it in there just to make it look flush. But I think it's just a ridiculous kit. Absolutely, pose it any way you want. Hips are slightly weak on mine, but you know, it's as you can see, it pulls off pretty much any pose you want. Absolutely crazy articulation compared to any of the RGs or HGs I've ever had, which is where it leads me into my second kit that I love. I say all this and it probably falls down now as I put it down. Right, and then it puts me into the second kit I love, which is this, which isn't even an MG, which is, can you see it? Is it in focus? Nope. Here we are. So it's the Full Mechanics Aerial, and it does everything the Astray does, but better. It's sturdier, it articulates more fluidly. I won't say better, but it looks more fluid in articulation. I've played around with it with the beam sabers, and man, this thing's there. I know a lot of people hate on it and say, why didn't they do an MG? And I can understand why they didn't do an MG, because they took the design of the HGs and sort of just like did a super turbo version of it. So it's not got a proper inner frame or anything. It works pretty much like the HGs, where it clamps around, if that makes sense, rather than the panels going on. Yeah. But looks wise, like if I put this next to the Astray, I know my focus is kind of off. It's a bit hard using my camera in front this way, but like, can you see? No. Right, okay.
We need like model cams now.
Yeah,
so
yeah. We're gonna have to go into like triple
swap feed.
Yeah, I'll try and throw up a picture. Yeah, but you, if you didn't know, you wouldn't be able to tell they were a different grade. This thing is crazy detailed. The way that like the permit score stuff pops, the way that it's actually 3D plastic underneath. And up close, yeah, it kind of looks a little jank. But who's looking up close that far? When it's on the shelf here, it's like it pops. The light hits it, and you can just see those grooves, as though the light is like sort of bouncing down the grooves, basically, and it just looks immense. I mean, I haven't got a bad thing to say about it. I haven't got a bad thing to say about it. Seriously, I mean, forget that.
What was going through my head the whole time?
What's that, dude?
It was. You know what was going through my head this whole time?
Yeah.
You're like, it's exactly like the Astray, but better. So in my head, that meme, it's like he does what I does, but better. The one from the that's what I was thinking.
Nice.
And as well, what I will say about this is, compared to its HG counterpart, it's actually proportionate. It's actually proportionate, whereas the other one is sort of like weird. But this one, does like all the poses you would want.
It's disproportionate. I've heard a couple things, but I never really noticed or really paid attention to them.
Oh, it's horrible.
So the high grade proportions are off.
It's just stumpy legged. It's weird. Like you put it up next to the Frith or the Rebuild, and it just is weird. It's in a vacuum. It's fine, I think, but compared to this,
I think that's probably how I've been looking at it.
and compared to
Yeah.
the Lithwith and
Makes
and
me
the,
wonder.
what's that, dude?
Oh no, I was gonna say it makes me wonder how Bandai's gonna upgrade it to a master grade eventually, because like the Barbatos, how it started out as a full mechanic, and then it got its master grade. Makes me wonder what they're gonna do for the aerial
I
and
mean,
how they
I
might
wonder
upgrade
if
it.
I wonder if they'll skip it because you already have such a
yeah,
quality full
I
mechanics.
was
Like they're
about to
doing
say.
the Forbidden, the Calamity, and the
Hmm,
Raider Gundam in full mechanics.
I don't know.
Um, but then they would go straight to the rebuild or the Calibarn, and
Mm,
really hit heavy on the
mm,
other, the one that has like a little bit more attention. I mean, you
yeah.
saw the rebuild for the
Mm,
same amount of time, but if you already have the one, I mean, you're right. Barbatos had a full mechanics and then got its own master grade, but I think the tech in those was uh, pretty far apart in like its quality, like the inner frame and all that stuff. They probably could do an inner frame. I think just at this
yeah.
point, I don't see a reason. Like David said, like it's such a nice full mechanics that
Well,
why?
think about how many years it was between the full mechanics Barbatos and the
It was like
master.
5 years, wasn't it?
It was close to it, I think. It was
Yeah, with
either
full
5 years
mechanics.
or just over.
What I will say
Yeah,
though is,
Because
like, from a marketing standpoint, they could do a master grade aerial in the style of a master grade with full inner frame, and people would buy it. It's
hmm
it's the main kit. It's gonna
Oh
sell.
yeah,
It's gonna sell.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
and then too, I mean, if you think about it, almost every every series main Gundam has gotten its own master grade, except one. Except one.
Reconquista.
Yep, the G Self.
Yeah,
The G Self does not have
fucking know
its own
my
master
shit.
grade yet.
I'm not gonna lie, I tried watching that, and I kind of fell off a few episodes into it. I wasn't really feeling it.
Try
I
watching the
don't know.
movies. So they started doing the compilation movies like they do, but they're cutting it to was it like 6 movies? They're taking the
Okay.
entire series, and it's supposed to help with the jumpiness of the plot. That was like the main complaint with the G Reco series is that it's all over the place and plot's like what the fuck is happening. Whereas they
Yeah,
cut it down, they cut out the extra shit and then added some other stuff. I've heard that even then with the movies that um they still have a little bit of that plot confusion, but it's better than the series. I haven't watched it yet,
okay.
but that's been the overall recommendation from everyone I've talked to about it, or anything I've read online too. It's just like just watch the compilation movies. The only thing is you haven't gotten the finale yet. I think they're like one movie off from the finale.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure between now and then there's gonna be like some time
Yeah.
to like watch and catch up. So it's like not really rushing that. But there are some other stuff that are higher on my watch list than Rico G. So that's yeah. So
Yeah.
Cody, tell me what you loved about your kids.
Oh, so it's like I'm not a parent, but I have 3 animals. I don't have a favorite pet, right? Except I still fucking hate that Guxian Rebag Full City, right? No, even then.
Dude,
So
it's the
as much as I love
Shinanju. Come
my,
on.
come on, man, come on, man. So
Who gave her
actually,
this?
Is
I
it the
do.
Sinanju or is it the Stein?
So I have actually the narrative Stein on order, on pre-order. I'm still waiting for them to fucking reprint that son of a bitch. I want the Stein so bad, but that is because, as David has just bull rushed into it. Yes, I'm stalling for time. I'm just gonna turn it around. There it is.
Dude, I hear
There
bullshit.
it
I call
is.
bullshit. That's all it is. I don't have a favorite. Yeah, right.
It's true. Actually, no. You know, what? I'm gonna grab it. So I can finish this. But I gotta.
I don't
So
have a
actually,
favorite, he says, and then he pans the camera around to
there's
the shrine of it with it backlit and everything.
well, you don't see my master grade seats
Dedicated
that are up there.
Yeah,
So I have the Buster Duel and Blitz that are up there and waiting to do the Aegis next. And but I do love those. However, yes, the two as David has two. There's a personal favorite, which is the unicorn, but as Trey mentioned, it is a floppy nightmare and it needs a 2.0 so bad. There's no saving it. There's a reason it's still in unicorn mode because you don't transform it unless you never want to touch it again. I transformed it once, and kids just like drugs, only once, right? Is that how it goes? Anywho,
Okay.
oh yes, look at this. Oh, she's dusty, family. She's dusty. Hold on. We're gonna
Oh.
a little bit of dust.
Yo,
Okay,
you see,
here we are.
you know
Ooh,
your
God.
you have your dusting tools, everything within arm's reach.
Well, I'm building my Psy, and that's like if I were to look down, if I were to pan the camera down, you'd see a donut, my tea, and all my supplies. But uh, but yes, I love this kit more than anything on my shelf. I think I love it
It's
so much.
gone
Look at
from
them.
I don't
Look at
have
them.
favorites to this.
I
No,
chromed them motherfucking bells, boys. All of those bells. But by the way, how many fucking thruster bells do you think are on this stupid thing?
Less than
There's
the
two per
Nightingale.
calf. Two. Well, okay, okay, okay. But there's oh shit. So this is the problem. This is not a perfect kit by any means. It is so far and away from it. I tried fixing it with magnets. Fucking magnets. How do they work, right, boys? My ICP meme days. I'm not an ICP fan. I just thought the meme was funny. But yeah, I tried putting magnets in it. Still didn't fucking work. It worked in my unicorn, but this thing cannot handle its rifle to save its soul. And if you try to have the grenade launcher, like I think I have this
Oh,
on here. I have a grenade
rocket
launcher.
barrel?
Oh, I do have the grenade. But if you try to put the rocket on it, good luck. You're done. It's not happening. You have to have
Becomes a
two
balance
hands on
wheel.
it. It will not hold it. Because these hands need they need to sell a third party hand system for they have the you can buy the master grade Xeon hand stuff, but then you have to paint them. So then I have to
Okay,
deal with that.
two questions for you.
Yes, sir.
For the hands on that, is it like the classic hands where it's like you have like the three fingers, the index, and the thumb,
No,
or is it
they're full
like the one?
articulated. They're
Okay, so
fully
it's kind of like the
articulated.
okay, I got you.
Well, and the
Okay,
unicorn's
So
the exact same.
it's got the gorilla hands, like
Yes, not as
the
big.
Katoki.
Not as big, unfortunately, because I think those would be better. It has the stupid, God damn it, falling off too. It's got the one tab in the handle. There it is. Come on, focus.
okay,
Not
yeah, I
on
see
me.
it. It's in
But
between the
then,
two meg, kind of.
yeah, in between the two magnets that don't can function. So I got magnets to work on the unicorn. I did not get the magnets to work on this. That is my only frustration. But look, that beautiful curve, right? I blew through two of these damn balancers to just get that shine, baby. It's
Yeah.
really nice. It actually comes with so not only the gold stickers, which actually stay on really nice. They go on really nice, and they actually stay on pretty nicely. Um, so that's cool if you prefer stickers and were not comfortable with water slides, like I was not at the time. But now I'm kicking myself because water slides I can do now. Um, and I wish I had done them as water slides, but they come with the water slides for the gold, so that way they go on a little bit nicer than having the foil. Um,
Right.
there's really it comes with so much too, but and the bazooka and all the accessories you get with the OVA version, but it's old, so you know even for its age it does pretty well. But yeah,
So
that's my
my
absolute favorite.
second question now
Yes,
is
sir.
because I haven't done or I haven't built a kit that's quote unquote colored. Well, just there was a Dynamis, but that was still mostly white. But because it's like mostly red, when you're removing them from the runners and removing the nubs and the gates, was there any like marking issues or like
So
or
red does
anything? Or...
okay. The darker you go, like with the Banshee, or the hazel that you have there, Jake. Um,
Hmm. Yeah,
the darker the plastic, the more
the
it
easier.
tends to get stressed. That being
Right.
said, so what I found is, they always say the double snip. I have the God hands, the SPN 120s. Um,
Okay.
just day one, actually day two, I bought those and I haven't gone back because with that And if you back it off the part enough, and if it's not undergated, and that has the same problem, right? So that was designed in 2012, I believe that was the release for that one. They have some gates and rather bad curved areas where you go, why the hell wasn't this undergated, or why wasn't this put in a different spot, where you can't get a file in there as well. So you have to actually take the knife to it. If you go slow with a hobby knife that's nice and sharp and a balancer, no problems. No problems. You just have to take a little bit more extra time on the more precarious parts. But otherwise, I think even for its age, actually has better gate locations than the Unicorn did, especially with all those curves. And then you said take a file to it. I love this. I will sing the praises, not just because Blue Cara is a sponsor. I've been doing gun primer for about half of my kits now, and those things are too good. I usually use other glass files from, I think, Siren or Display, one of the two, but one of them broke, and they are 3 grit levels. But I can do these. I much prefer. It's got a nice medium grit, and then come back with a balancer. So balancer gray to really clean up the scratches, green and then to white if I really want it glossy, and I kept that one glossy.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Jake,
Yeah, man.
moving on to the heavy metal. Tell me what you love about heavy metal. No, I'm joking. We all know what you love about heavy metal. Tell me what you love about your kids.
Of course. So I'm going to take Cody's route on it, and I'm going to say that I don't have a favorite, because I legitimately do not have one.
Oh,
There are
bullshit out
things
where I
about
see it.
Coward.
So, no, you
my game
can't
plan,
say.
guys.
I'm not gonna say the
I don't have
Exia. I'm not
a.
gonna say the Exia because it's got its flaws. There are things I love about it, yes, but there are also things that I love about the Gramps 3.0. You know,
I was so close to
there are
buying one
little
yesterday.
yeah,
Get one.
there are little
Buy it.
things about every
Buy
kit
it
that
so it
I've
can sit in
done
your shelf.
that I love.
Okay,
That's right,
let's
think about
raise the stakes a little. Let's raise the stakes a little. Jake, gun to your head. You have to absolutely pick one. What is it?
What gun?
It's a
I don't know,
Derringer, so let's be easy.
something 50 cal, it's like a one and
Okay,
done.
okay.
You're
If
not
it-
walking away.
If it's a Derringer, I'm slapping that shit away and I'll take the tinnitus.
Shit, okay.
If I have to pick one, it's not gonna be the Exia. Surprise, surprise. Even though it is one of my favorite Gundams, it's not my love-it kit.
Exia
Okay.
2.0 win.
I respect that. I can respect that.
See, I'll say 2. The Gym
All right,
Sniper
go.
2,
Tim
the
Sniper,
Master
okay.
Grade,
Oh god.
yeah, the Master Grade Gym Sniper 2,
Yeah.
because you look at every kit that came out after that, you can see influences from it.
Sure.
You can see certain little parts that it's like, oh yeah, okay, I got where that came from, like the swinging hinge in the shoulders.
Yeah,
You know.
Jesta uses that really nice.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that it's just like, it's influenced so many things that's come after it that it's like, well, okay, that changed the game.
And it's such a clean kit too. That sniper. It's
funny enough, I haven't built the regular version, but I have the Lido Wolf, the P Bandai Lido Wolf version. Yeah.
You just trying
So
to make me jelly.
You got some spicy
Okay.
stuff back there.
Jelly donut.
It's gonna take more than GMs to make me jealous. I don't like GMs.
I don't know, man.
Anytime I see a P Bandai, I'm just like,
I don't know, David. You should build a Sniper 2 Master Grade for yourself and see what you think. I bet you'd like it.
Oh man,
Because you talk about posing. You talk about posing. That thing can do any pose you want.
They kind of just plain though, man. Like I know we've had this conversation a lot, and the viewers haven't seen me moan about GMs, but I just don't. I don't know.
Hear David moan. Hear David moan. Wait.
Let's see. As for this, like another one that I like, I guess I'd say the Hyakushiki Revive high grade.
Okay.
Even though it's that dirty piss injection gold that people hate. Personally, I love it. I don't have a problem with it.
Ain't no bad.
Because
Ain't bad.
like rewatching Zeta, I'm sitting there going, it's not gold, it's yellow. But maybe that's just me. But
Yeah, I think there's
anyway,
one
that
time
thing,
when they introduce it, they make it shiny. They have that little
yeah,
glint, the little anime glint,
that
and then it just disappears.
that high grade though, like it's just like the Sniper 2 Master Grade. It can hold any pose you put it in almost.
Mm.
Like its articulation. Yeah, the wing binders get a little funky because they've got that offset adapter piece. That you can rotate it and tilt them just a little bit. So
Right.
those get just a little bit funky, but like arms and legs wise, it can do anything you want.
Uh,
Right.
Just about, anyway. Within the limitations of high grade, it's not like an RG God Gundam that can, breakdance.
oh,
Yeah, do
that's
the
not
full
even a
on
fair
flip and
comparison.
everything. Yeah, no, I got you. I get
Yeah.
it.
Oh man, don't say RG
But yeah,
God
I mean,
Gundam. My God will hear you, dude. He's been sat in the backlog the longest. He's the oldest one in the back. Shh.
Then that's your next one, David.
Yeah, I
but
said that last time.
but that like I said, but
Before Barbatos.
that's if I have to pick. That's if I have to
Okay.
pick two specifically. But other than that, no, there are little things about every kit I build that I love. I mean, like here, the Hazel 2, just as an example. I don't know if it'll pick up all the detail. I might have to move the lamp a little bit closer. That I've put in on the backpack and stuff. You'll see it in the glam shots.
Yeah.
Like the amount of molded in detail that they did with this thing is just, it's nuts.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And this is a high grade from, got the box right here, 2006.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Yay.
That's pretty old.
Yeah,
Ooh.
That's pretty old.
yeah. So there are just, and this, I guess it's a corny philosophy for me to have, but there are little things to love about every kit. And there are little things to hate about every kit too.
Feel you on that.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything has their pros and cons, right? So it's
Oh
it's
yeah.
really up to I'm gonna say like the user or the builder to really differentiate what they like and what they dislike from building kits and
But there are kits
know?
that are like 8, 9 out of 10 across the board, like Dynamares and Barbatos, and there's a few others probably
yes.
if I
Mhm.
I would-
put my thought to it, which just like nail everything. It's like, is it good at this? Yes. Is it good at this? Yes. Does it look good? Yes. Nice build.
Don't have to do much
Mhm.
to it out of the
Yeah.
box.
Nice out of
Yeah.
box build, poses, sturdy, looks good. I think there's definitely kits that nail all of those.
Hmm.
Yeah,
GMs.
looking around,
Demis.
looking around, like on my kits that I had built, it's like the only two kits that check those boxes actually are pretty much the Barbatos and the Dynamez. Like they're fun out of box, um, perfect, perfect if not even lacking any color separation, just that kind of stuff, man. Like
Yeah, man.
the
Right.
unicorns and the Strike Freedom, they all needed that little extra love, I find. But like again,
But the
perfect building experience.
the RG new and high
Yeah.
new are supposed to be the same as well, and the RG God. All of those kits.
Yeah, that's
are
why I
supposed to
haven't
be
built
exactly
mine
the
yet
same.
at all. Those three RGs, Sazabi new and high new, and then of course now the God. It's like I can't bring myself to build it yet until like I've gotten through the I guess you would say more mediocre in comparison kits because I don't want to build it and
Yeah.
like you David where you start with which from Mercury and then go back and build a less good kit and just be disappointed.
Yeah.
You're talking about those three in particular real grades, Cody. It makes me stop and realize I've got this thing now, so I have to get the building stuff because, yeah, I have the Psycho Doga now.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, let's go.
Good catch. Nice score.
It's a big box.
Not too
Like-
happy about Bandai for screwing the box up on it, but
Did you want it monochrome?
no, it's crunched.
Oh, it's the
Yeah. It's fine though. Like I looked at everything inside the box. It's okay, but it looks like somebody just kicked the shit out of the end of the box.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's how my my Fukuoka new Gundam came in. Just from
Yeah.
FedEx. I was like, bro.
And well, that's the thing. I can't blame FedEx for that one because the box that they shipped it in was fine. Not a
Oh.
scratch on that box.
Could have been Edge.
As
of
soon as I
Open
opened
the
it and looked, I was like, yeah. Yeah, the
God damn.
shipping, the box they shipped it in was just fine. I opened it and I'm like, what the fuck? You know.
Yeah, dude, like I've had just one shipping nightmare as well. Like I ordered. This is a big reason as to why I have two MG Barbatos. So I ordered one there, there's like a Labor Day sale, so I got a discount on that. But then when it showed up, even the box it was shipped in was full on. It was fucked. Like there's no way to sugarcoat it. It
It was in
was
the
just
mosh
like
pit. Had an anthrax show.
exactly in the center of the pit. No one stopped to pick him up after he fell. That's pretty much what it was. So then,
Yep.
obviously, I contacted the seller and I sent them pictures and everything before I even opened it. I'm like, dude, like, I know this probably wasn't you. You guys wouldn't be shipping damaged goods without noting it prior on the
Yeah.
site. And they were super clutch. And I swear, the next day they sent me a brand new one, pristine. And that's kind of how I ended up with two
Were you
empty
able
barber
to build
toes.
the first barber's house? Or
Yeah,
the
like
runners
the runners
broke?
are fine and everything, but it's because like I don't know about you guys, but I'm
Yes.
such a stickler for keeping for maintaining the perfect boxes. So like
Oh,
seeing that one
nah.
like kind of like shocked the shit.
Mine
I
are
was
in the
like,
bin.
and this
That's my
yeah,
exact reasoning for being upset about that box is because I like them pristine, and especially that one because it's the what is it, the Gundam front, the
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Fukuoka
exactly.
Gundam
Yeah.
front, and it's got the little logo and
Yeah,
stuff
side
on it.
F.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why I wanted that one pristine, but nope,
Yeah.
it just looks like the guy over there took it and just did
Drop
the
kicks
shit
into the
out of
van.
it.
Yeah.
this one, boom, drop kick
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the other
This is the last print. Kick it out the door,
Yeah.
literally.
He just punted it all the way to the guy at the other end of the warehouse to pack it in the box and just throw it on the truck.
Do you guys find
So
when you guys get a kit that's like brand new? So this is a bit of an aside, but I was thinking about it. So pristine box, right? What about the tape? You know the plastic wrapping that goes the cross wrapping to keep the box from opening? How do you guys feel when you buy a kit when they have that? Do you prefer having it on, or do you care if it's on or off? I have a
I
preference.
prefer them on.
Yep.
I prefer them on because actually you can't see it. My RG new box and the
Mhm.
Sazabi box, I took the strips off or the bands off, and they're
Yeah.
starting to bow.
Yeah. 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 I
The
showed you
boxes are
guys this
starting to
earlier,
bow just a little bit.
and it's lifted, and I'm a little annoyed. My local stores do it. Drives me up the goddamn wall. Keep the if I get you want to check it. Keep the fucking ribbons on there because I don't know if somebody's been opening these boxes and fucking with that happens. With these local stores, some kids will come in there or they'll grab a runner out of it and then just fuck her off. I'm like, bro, I can't verify that that is in one piece. If I get a box shipped to me or I pick it up, I want that plastic thing on there. It
I
Mm.
drives me
agree.
crazy.
I'm pretty
Which
sure
that's
they.
actually something I noticed
I'm
about the
pretty.
Psycho Doga. It didn't have any
I'm pretty sure
whenever,
when.
even when it arrived.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was
Sorry,
gonna
David, go
say
ahead.
I'm pretty sure that when they hit retailers, they're open box. They don't like if they've got any sort of seal. That's something that the retailer has done before the customer. I'm pretty sure from Bandai they are
Mm.
not sealed at all. Um, yeah, man. But if you want my
Yeah, I
opinion,
mean
I'm
when
with
I so if I order from New Type or like Mecha Warehouse, they'll have the plastic wrap. I talked to my local guy. He says he removes them. So the way he gets them is he gets just the bands, the cross bands of plastic. No shrink wrapping. Just he says he removes them, and it's just too much time to put them back, which I get because they got to
is
restock
he
it. And that's a
getting
lot of
them? Is he
time. But
getting them from Bandai or is he getting them from a reseller? Is he getting them from a wholesaler? Because there's not many places that get them
I'm
direct
sure it's
from
wholesaler.
Bandai. Yeah, because if they're getting from
Yeah,
Bandai direct, I'm pretty sure they're open. They don't come
if
sealed.
it's from BNTCA,
So
their North America.
perhaps it could be that. I mean, perhaps if there is a like a distributor in the US, perhaps they're wrapping them before they send them out to independents.
Could be. It really could be. Yeah.
I don't know.
to
We'll
be
find
honest,
out this week when my Schwarzets get here. I'll let you guys know
I'm
if they've got the bands on them or not.
I'm 99% sure. I mean, I could put a couple of messages to people who own stores, but I'm 99% sure that they come. Yeah, that's how they come from
Yeah.
Bandai. And then
Okay.
I'm guessing
how
it's
do
a
you?
distributor that bans them, or in my case in Thailand, if it's a retailer, they tend to seal them with the plastic if they put them on the shelf because, like you said, there's no knowing if someone comes and grabs a runner or whatever. And I like them that way
Yeah.
personally, just because I know what I'm kind of working through. When they're open box like that, I know it's no one's
Exactly.
touching
Yeah.
them, but I like having them sealed. There's a little bit of OCD in me that likes that.
Yeah. I absolutely agreed. And then yeah, with the box uplifting thing, drives me crazy. Like even trying to store them, it's just like, well, I pull this, oh, the thing just goes. It's like, okay, well, never mind.
I've only purchased 3 kits. Okay, no, that's a lie. We all know I bought more than 3 kits. But out of
I
all
was
the
about
kits
to say
I
your
bought,
shelf lies.
No, no. After your last
out of
story, I
all the
believe
kits
that.
So the shelf was like, bitch, what?
There's only 3 that I bought that actually came with the cross wraps. It was the Dynamez, the Virtue, and the LCB. The Dynamez I kind of didn't really understand because there wasn't that many runners for it to kind of do the boating thing. But the LCB Unicorn and the Virtue, those I get why they came because again, like you said, they're
Big.
boating and there's just a ton of runners and the parts are well for the Virtue, some of them are really thick, so it causes that like they
Yeah.
just don't sit like as like easily as like for example like this box here for the L Strike RM, like look at that. No plastic or anything and it's like
Mhm.
almost perfectly flush.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the bigger, chunkier kits that I've seen come with those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mean to kind of whip us back onto track, but we kind of sidetracked a lot. David, I see now.
And we're at the 2 hour
David, I
mark,
really
dude.
see.
You want me to send you a Google Drive link to edit this, dude?
Shit. Okay. So I think we got to my turn now for the Love It, and I'm not gonna lie, the one I loved a lot is
He's gonna pull
a
out the fucking
Verkov.
Banshee again. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I was about to say it's
No,
another
no.
Banshee.
It's still a UC error, but it's not.
Oh, yes. Let's have a look.
Ooh.
It's
Mm.
the high new Verkov version Katoki. Yeah, ever since we had that last episode and we're like, you don't say Verkov, you say Virgin Katoki. I like it's been really sticking to me, man. So, um,
Fuck that. I'm lazy. Fair call all day.
That's why I just call them Katokis and go with
Yeah.
that.
yeah, I'm gonna just call them the cause, yo. Because they're dope. Nah, that was a
I just call them Gundams, man.
That's it. No, straight into the point. So what I loved about it was that okay, so this was technically my first true version Katoki because I built the unicorn version Katoki as well. But if you guys have done the research, it's basically just a reskin of the OG OVA versions that came out with just like a couple different parts in the knees for better articulation. So if you built the regular OVA unicorn, you've pretty much built the Phoenix, the Banshee 9.
By the way,
It's just they're just
by the
reskins.
way, OVAs came out
Yep.
afterwards, after the Kentucky.
Oh, thank
You
you
had
for
it
the
backwards.
correction. Thank you. But still, bottom line, they're still like the same kits.
Same
Like,
exact.
if
You even
you
get the
go-
Kentucky parts in the unicorn box.
Exactly,
Mhm.
which is why I had the leftover shield for the OG for the original Banshee, but
Yeah.
again, nothing to put it together. So in a way, I I love this because it was my first true Kotoki, and I found the build process was slightly different. And what I really liked about that build process is that some of the parts didn't look like they were gonna go where they were gonna go, and that kind of threw me for a loop while I was building it. So like, there's some like parts on the inner arm frame that I was like, this looks like it should go in the waist or whatever, but no, it's just like to solidify the input for like the shoulder peg, and then the elbow peg. So it's like you have one thing going in at the top and one thing going at the bottom. Then you have the front and back armor clamping them together. So it was an experience in that sense. And I'm a huge sucker for accessories. The expansion pack. The basically, if you guys could see like the leg armor, these extra leg armors here. This came from the expansion. This
The heavy weapon
BFG.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was about to ask if that was the heavy weapon set that you had on there because of the rifle.
Yeah, I have the only part I don't like about the HWS is just the chest area, which is why you can still kind of see like some of the purple. But I have the waist armor, the leg, the BFG. Shout out to Doom.
BFG.
The, the double hyper bazooka because the kit comes with one naturally, and then it comes with the HWS comes with the second one, and it comes with this crazy mega buster shield with thrusters at the back.
Whoa.
And those are what I really love about this kit. And to double down and say what I don't like about it is look how plain it looks. Without this is straight up out of box build. There's no
Yep.
decals, no nothing, no panel liners because I have plans with this. And it's
Bro.
just out of box. It's just plain, dude. Like here, I'll even show you what the shield looks like.
I don't know, man. I think you could throw that in some poses and that would catch some light for photographs.
That is true, but like look at these
But
shields,
the
dude. Like
shield has no details.
it just slabs of white plastic, man. What the hell?
Flip it, Trey. Flip it around and show the funnels again.
Oh my god. That was one of the things I hated about this video, the funnel. So you got 3 there. And, well, you got your 6, but I really like... Okay. Aesthetically, they look dope, but, again, super plain. So you're supposed to... You have, like, your water slides. This is why it comes with a huge sheet. Like, look at the size of this thing. Like, dude, it's the size of friggin' MG itself.
Yep.
Just for the water slides. So besides
That's a
that,
Kotoki kit for you.
yep. Oh my god.
That was one reason that I did not like that thing when I built it. It's grown on me since then.
Yeah. Like I really found building the funnels was like I felt like I was on like some kind of like conveyor, dude. It's because it was just like the same parts over and over again, and it's like so many parts are going into those like somewhat small pieces, so it's just kind of like, oh man, that was like the
Driving
bane of my
nuts.
existence. I was doing. Yeah. And one other thing, these little tiny itty bitty circular parts here. Why? Just why? Like, I shit you not, dude. They were like so tiny, like you can't even get that to focus there. So it has these little circles here on the front, on the side of the leg, some on in the waist next to the cockpit, and yeah, when I was removing those nub marks from those, like the amount of times I pretty much sanded my finger while trying to get those because they're absurdly tiny.
Are those circles separate parts?
Yes.
Fucking
yes.
why?
Yes.
Why? Like you said, I thought you were like, oh, circles. I was like, well, I have tons of kits that have those circles. You throw a little panel line in it
No,
and go
dude.
zoop.
Well, they're
You have to.
they're
really,
little
like, put them in.
verniers.
Yeah, and if you don't,
They're
you don't
verniers.
stand them properly.
Yes.
There you go. And if you don't sand them
They're getting
properly, they're
worse,
not going to
Cody.
go
They're
in,
getting
and you're
worse.
going to have like a little.
Yeah, they don't go in at all. So the way the gate is, does it like stick off to the side, or you can't even like push
Not
it
even-
in there?
It sticks up outwards. You can if you don't file it down, it's not going in. You're just going to have like a little empty
What the
spot in
fuck?
suit.
Why?
Yeah.
That's probably why they don't do that
Yep.
anymore. They don't do the parts separated knee verniers, those little circles, the little circlets. They're like, just throw a panel line in there. They'll just color it just fine. You don't have to do anything else.
No, the Katokis do, but it's just they don't do them as common as anymore. Because
Yeah,
my
so
new Gundam
anymore.
had the same problem. The one that went on the arm, Trey, you might know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's from like
Just
09.
like that.
Though. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that went on the side of the arm, it literally just fell off.
Oh yeah.
Fell
Yeah,
off.
man.
Yeah.
I was
Fell
honestly
off.
thinking
So
about
my-
getting some like glue and gluing it in, but I'm like, no, because I have plans to paint this, so I gotta disassemble it. But at least the best part about it is that it's already clean. I just gotta just paint it, prime it, and put it back. But I feel once it's got those extra layers of paint and primer on it, they're gonna be thicker, so they're gonna go in and stay
It'd be tighter.
without
Yeah.
that. Exactly.
Do you find when you paint a kit that's like normally loose, like say parts of the unicorn, if you paint it, does it actually tighten it up pretty nice?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
this bench.
But does it flake? So that's the other thing too. Like if you're moving around something that's painted, does it fuck up whatever that's there, or is the paint hold strong?
It depends on the type of paint because this one here I painted with Mr. Hobby paint and this chips like a motherfucker.
Ain't crazy.
And
Yeah.
then the project Chimera I used
Mm.
not sponsored, but I used
Not sponsored. Hashtag.
the G paints. It's the Halloween version.
That is a
and, yo,
mean ass box.
Yeah, these paints are super thick and they're really, really like I've been transforming the kits from Banshee, from Project Chimera multiple times, and not even one is chipped. Like,
Nice.
and these have been painted since what, like, March, April. They've been fully painted,
So,
Goddamn.
and
Trey,
yeah, I have no
since
issue with chipping.
March, April, how many people have seen inside your unicorns?
Sorry, say again.
Since March and April, how many people have seen inside your unicorns?
Inside.
So far, okay. There's 3 people, including you, who's seen all 4 kits painted up. It would be okay. So David is one of them, and then DB underscore Gundam Bobolin, and Renovin Gundam 7. Those guys, you 3 are the exclusive 3 who've seen the like all 4 of the unicorns painted up. Here I got the Phoenix, full on with the decals and everything. Let's get the focus. Full on with the decals. Hold on.
Did you finish the decals?
Okay, I finished the decals on the Phoenix, the Banshee, and one of. I'll drop a tease here. Why not?
Drop a tease.
And
That's right. That's right.
the
That's
yellow-
what they
Seen
call
it first
a
on
real.
here. Seen it
There it
first.
is.
Seen it
Oof.
on the Idea Factory, and
Oof. Yeah.
so now I'm kind of working on the decals for the last one, but it's super easy. It's just like a bunch of they're like just like stickers.
Is
Fuck it,
it,
you know what? I'll give you guys a full-on tease.
How hot is it in your guys' areas? Because over here, it's heating up. It's heating up. Let me get the fan.
Let's see. It says it's 83 degrees here right now.
good
for me in
God.
the south.
The magic
Yeah.
is inside, dude. There's some cool stuff inside. That's why I keep asking him. I don't know when he's gonna reveal it. But oh, we're getting exclusive
is
here,
some
guys. Look,
Hot.
the team is coming
Mix.
You've seen
together.
it here first, guys. You've seen the 4 of them here first, guys.
Breaking news.
Somebody grab a screenshot. I need to see this for later.
Yeah. Screenshots, guys, because you're not gonna see it again for a little while.
Screenshot.
Look
right
out.
now, right now I'm working
that
on the
blue.
decals for this blue one, for the other unicorn. This one I really like how
Oh,
the
I really
the
like
champagne
that
gold.
champagne.
This one
Yeah,
is
the gold and that blue. That is a nice metallic blue. Oh,
Very.
even that
it's
silver.
actually,
Or is that the champagne gold? Is that the champagne
is the
gold?
champagne
Is the
gold.
light one? That's
This is the
nice
champagne
on the
gold.
leg bends. That is.
that. This one I did a rose gold frame, which got kind of the pink there.
Oh yeah.
On this one, the yellow one, I did a copper frame. It looks kind of similar to this one.
I can see. Yeah, I see the
gold's
difference.
gold. Yeah.
Orange and pink.
That copper is
then-
nice.
I'm not gonna lie, this one was like a sleeper with the dark gray
Yeah,
and
I
the
like
green.
that one. I like that one.
I just
This
love
one
that
came out.
pauldron. That
Mhm.
that teal. That teal pops real nice. Well, I mean, all of them, dude, for real. But that
Yeah,
teal got me.
that gray actually looks a lot like kind of gunmetal-esque.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
In box, it's called dark silver, but it's in reality gunmetal.
Gunmetal. They probably just don't want to use the word gun.
Yeah.
So,
Nice. Nice.
okay. I believe now with that, we all made it through the love it and hate it. Took a little bit longer. Man,
we
David,
love
I
it.
really get what you're saying. Stay on track.
It's impossible.
Time flies when you're having fun.
So, to recap, for the hate it's, David hated the fragility of the real grade. I was gonna say Verka, the real grade wing. Cody, you hated the Gushan remake Full City, the color correction, and how hollow the scissors were.
It left me
Jake.
hollow.
Jake had a double whammy here. You hated the Tristan and how it reused like kind of like old frame parts from the Alex, and the Verka Thunderbolt and how the fragility of some of the parts.
You could have just
for
said
the-
everything.
Yeah, okay.
Existence was bad.
You said you hated everything of that.
Yeah, there you go.
Where's Gary
Yeah.
Oldman when you need him?
Man,
Everything.
I don't think anyone hated kits for being floppy though, did they?
Well,
I
no,
did.
my
I think
Goose Yawn was also floppy. I have to actually have the scissors. What you didn't see below my camera, it was like starting to like fall forward,
Lean
and I
forward.
had to use the scissors
Yeah.
to like keep it as like a kickstand. Yeah.
Prop it
Yeah.
up with its walker.
hmm Oh
Back
man.
in my day. And for my hated kit, it was, well, my first Banshee because I was still a noob, being loose, flimsy, transformation didn't hold. Anyway, if you guys want to know the full story, just rewind about like an hour or so.
Or watch
Um,
any review on any master
Yeah.
grade unicorn.
pretty much, that's it. For the Lovitz, David loved his, I was gonna say real grade, but he loved his MG Astray and the FM Ariel, which was the Astray, but better.
Yeah. They're just space ninjas, right?
Cody. Yeah, pretty much Space Ninja, Space Samurai. Cody was loving his MG Sinanju. I was gonna say Sinanju Stein, but it was just a Sinanju.
Okay.
And
Nice and red.
yeah,
Go Cougs.
that big red though, that candy apple red.
Mm.
And then Jake didn't really have a love it until we hypothetically put a gun to his head.
Yeah, put a gun to my head.
Until we hypothetically put a gun to his head. And surprisingly, he did not say the Exia, which I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of low-key hoping for him to say the Exia.
Sure.
Shit.
Why don't you love
Dude,
me?
he's just gonna be the GM guy now. Like I had you down as the Exia guy, but that's changed now, dude. You've lost that
I
title.
changed his name from Jake to
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
He's the Jim
Hold
guy.
it.
Jim.
Gotta do the Neil deGrasse Tyson. Just gotta.
Yeah. And then for my love it, well, I still got to love it there. It's the Verka Hainu. And yeah, that has been that segment. Love it or hate it. I hope y'all enjoyed that. It was my little attempt at making some spicy input to make it a little bit unique when I host. So,
Yeah.
moving on, we've got the wrap up. Any anime news? What are y'all thinking? It's been a while since the finale from Mercury has dropped. Would you guys care to elaborate your thoughts on it if you guys are up to date and would like to? If not, no biggie.
We staying spoiler
What do you guys
free?
think of the finale?
We staying in spoiler free, or are we gonna
No.
rip into it? Because I know a lot of the guys.
I think it's
eat
been
from
long
action.
enough.
Okay.
This is when you flash up on the screen, David. Spoilers.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
spoiler
honestly,
free.
at this point, I think it's been long enough.
Ruin people.
No, I think it's been long enough. We can tear into it, Trey.
Yeah,
I agree
man.
with
let's rip into it.
Especially if we're
Who wants
talking
to
about
start
the
off?
kids.
No, we're not talking about the kids. We're talking about the show this time.
We pointed it
Oh.
out in the background. They're sitting back there. We talked about the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, David's got to bring him up here.
Oh.
This witch rides Gundam. That is the tagline. I didn't come up with that. That is by Bandai.
Yep. That it is.
I need
We
it.
got the
This
good old
witch rides
Caliban
a
being
bitch,
showcased.
bros.
So how are
Oh.
we feeling about the ending?
I'm gonna start because I've been thinking about it a lot recently, particularly yesterday. And the more I think about it, as much as I thought it was a pretty ending, I don't think it earned it. I don't think there was enough time to earn what the hell had happened, and it just kind of was like, at the end, it just gave me a feeling of ooh, magical space friends, which
Yeah.
is Gundam to a T. But I think it was just the world had too much story to tell, and I think we hop, skipped, and jumped too hard in season 2, and
It just opened up
to
so
get
brutal in season 2 as well. Like the first couple of episodes of season 2 was like,
yeah.
damn, IBO again, and then it ended
Yeah,
like this.
Gel's arc is still one of the best parts of that whole part of the series. Him on Earth, exploring
Yeah,
what the hell, like the
Yeah,
impact that the space colonies had on Earth, and I thought there was a lot more to be said there, but I get why they probably didn't need to go into it.
Oh shit!
What
That's why.
I'm just
That's because Yule is the
Oh,
he's the
Max and
You
Baker
saw
he's
fell
the
that.
secret.
apart.
Yule is the he's the secret protagonist of the series. He's the one that we didn't
Bob.
know that was
Yeah,
yeah. He's the one that we didn't
yeah.
know we had.
But I
He's
think
the
what's a
no, what was it from Batman? He's the hero that we deserved.
yeah,
but
he's
not the
the
one
yeah
that
with the
yeah.
need we don't yeah. We
So
deserve,
hard
but
to
we
I
don't
find.
need
agree.
right now.
I
Yeah,
think he was
see,
low
that's so hard.
sleeper main, the sleeper MC. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I honestly thought he would have been the one piloting the Schwarzette, but
I'm
turns out
also
it was
super annoyed that his brother was the one piloting it. Like, what the actual fuck? It
No
made
man,
no
I like
sense.
that.
And his, I mean, I like the his anger,
Oh,
and I think they built to that a little bit. But I felt like give me a little bit more hint of it early on. Let us
Okay.
kind of simmer on it.
I
Let it build
just
in the background, and not just the episode before. I
I
felt like that's where it's
Mhm.
like happened the episode before, so we're gonna push it. I
I
think
Okay.
I think we could have
Hot
seen
take.
Lauda early on start to see that anger
I
towards
think it's
everyone.
I think it's the opposite. I think that like we didn't see the outcomes of someone who's practically a novice in a Gundam that's unfinished. I think that
That too.
that battle should have been way more explosive. I think that they pulled the
Yeah,
fangs out of that one, and it felt like when
he
it started,
did.
it felt like it was going to end up that way, and then it just, you know,
Yeah.
end up in
Yeah,
like
that
you said,
finale had
magical
no
space
bite.
friends. It's like, come on,
Yeah, it
this
had no
dude's
bite
never
because you would think, yeah,
like the
yeah.
two girls. What are their names from Earth? Like they know how to pilot Gundams, and both of those
Oh,
got
Sophie and
absolutely eaten by theirs. And where's their ghosts? Like, why didn't their ghosts come back?
yeah. I don't see that didn't make sense to me either. And they're part of Permet, and they've pretty much had it in there as well. So they should have been there.
Yeah. I'm
Hot
surprised that
take.
Sophie didn't show up.
I'm surprised they killed them so early. With how much they showed of the two Lifriths, and Thorn,
Yeah.
like, oh, they're gonna have their. I get why Sophie died, I guess, early on. You got to spur the other one, but then they had her sit in a fucking room for almost an
Yeah.
entire season to pretty much
Oh
also
my
get
man,
killed.
that's okay. Hot take. If WFM followed I'm gonna say the classic formula of like a say like a 52 49 to 52 episode series, would it have been better pacing wise? Do you guys think? Because they would have had those extra episodes to explore those plot holes. What do y'all
I
think?
think they could have gone 16 and 16. I think just 4 episodes apiece to really interstate, like in between. There are things that happen at the end, like the giant space laser. I
Yeah.
get where that could come from, but they
Yeah.
gave us no reason for us to believe that was ever going to happen, and they just dropped it at the end. But they had all this back channel shit with the witches from the Elan's people,
Yeah.
the 5 older ladies. That's I think the part that got me most disappointed. There was so much back channeling stuff
I think
that we
they
could have seen
Mhm.
and should have seen that we
I
just didn't.
I think they could have done possibly one episode more, and instead of having
Yeah.
our final episode as it is, like the episode before, perhaps they got like if it was me writing it, I would have wiped them out with our laser, and then we would have seen just how insignificant they were in the grand scheme of everyone sort of scheming and plotting
Mm,
and what was going to happen on Earth, and everyone would still suffer,
yeah.
and that would be the Gundam ending for me. But
Damn. David's
Yeah,
going
that
full Tomino over there. Just kill them all.
dude for real. That's some Zeta Tomino.
but
Because I feel like
that's kind of how it would be, wouldn't it? You know, like.
Absolutely.
Like
That's how IBO did it.
some
IBO was
some
super.
woman on Mercury has some ideas for her kid that got eaten by a Gundam. It's like, no, girl, you're one person in a universe of millions. You're absolutely
And she
nothing.
wants
Bye bye.
revenge, yeah.
Yeah, like that's how it should have ended, in my opinion. Just like McGillis, where he's like, dude, that guy was furious, man, and he was just one guy. And
Yeah.
like, if McGillis couldn't
And
do
just
it, why
showed
the
up.
hell did Prospera get what she got, or as far as she got?
And
I
then
just
yeah,
don't
and then
understand.
she got to be forgiven
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah,
It
like
was
her
just too much happy
Her
time.
punishment was she was a cripple or something. It's like, dude.
It's
So
like, oh,
was
now I understand why you're so angry. You're losing your body. It's like, no, hold on. That should still be the punishment. Which
But
I guess maybe
that's
that is.
just
That
kind of
is
the
the punishment.
opposite
But
of
it's like,
Mikazuki though, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm still going."
I wonder if people were so depressed at the end of IBO that they had to counterbalance, which for Mercury, they're like, we need people to not be so damn depressed about it.
I
But
think
then
it's
also, don't tell me the fucking story's over. Tell me that, hey, there's some open-ended shit. And I'd be like, oh, you know what? Wish for Mercury, dead ass over. And they say it in the credits. This is over.
yeah.
Okay, fine, fuck it, we're done. See ya. Going home
So
now.
I
here's
just
the thing, and this is the Gundam historian in me coming out. If you pay attention to all the alternate universe series, they
Yeah,
flip it. Literally, every one is a flip back and forth. You
yeah,
get one that's really damn dark,
yeah.
and then you get one that's really good, but also has a really light, fun ending.
Zeta versus
Uh,
Double Zeta. Although Double Zeta
yeah,
actually had a pretty dark ending. Its beginnings were light.
yeah. But then you look at like G Gundam. It got dark. It got dark. It got
Yeah,
really dark for a while.
yeah,
And
that's true.
and then the ending, they're just like, hey, everybody's happy.
Oh, that
Uh,
ending though is the most
Seed,
insane.
Seed's ending. It was kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is, I guess this is the end.
Mhm.
Double's first ending. It's like, oh shit, everybody's dead. And then
Yeah,
season two starts, and it's like, oh, no, not everybody's dead. Okay, and then it had a
yeah,
happier ending. Kind of ambiguous. They were still out there doing their thing
It was
yeah.
was it
and
open to
everything.
interpretation?
God damn.
Yeah.
I
I've
know you
not
guys are
seen Awakening of a Trailblazer or Stargazer yet. That's
Well,
my two
I
that I still
wasn't.
need to.
I wasn't including Trailblazer. I was
Yeah,
just talking about the end of the series itself.
yeah.
And then you get IBO, which is like, holy fuck, everybody's dead.
That one straight up is Tamino. That is Tamino 2.0.
And
They were
then
just gonna kill them all.
But that's how
and
it would.
now
That's how it would have worked
you
out,
flip
though.
it
That's
Yeah,
exactly how it
yeah.
would have
IGO
worked
you
needed
out.
that
flip it
ending.
back over now. Yeah,
Yeah,
but you flip it back over now, so now we get the series that gets the lighthearted ending, in which where it's like, oh, happy-ish ending.
I
yeah.
think Witch
Because I
should.
mean, if you think,
Man, I just thought about this. Sorry to interrupt. Witch should have had the Terminator ending, dude. It should have had the permit just infests everything, and then no one can use any sort of technology, and then they're back to living underground on Earth, like
I would
candles
have
and
actually
shit.
liked to see,
you may,
like,
That would
yeah,
have been
we get
epic.
to see the giant space lasers where they, we destroy some shit. Zeta and Double Zeta had no problem, and didn't Double O to an extent they dropped,
fucking,
no, not Double O, but they dropped colonies on the planet. We
well,
got to see calamity
well,
shit.
that was Gundam X. That's actually where I was about to say,
Yeah,
which for Mercury
yeah,
could have been the secret prologue to Gundam X. Because Gundam X, the
Could have
beginning of it, they
jumped
tell you
all there,
straight
man.
up, like they dropped every single space colony on Earth.
on Earth, yeah, 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 and it's
Yeah,
desolate, but
like Gundam X was almost the reverse of how the series go. Like the beginning of it was fucking dark, and
yeah.
then the end of the series, because it was the one that got canceled. It was kind of
Oh, did it get
sad, but
canceled? I
kind of
never
good.
watched it.
Yeah, yeah, it got
Okay.
canceled, but like I said, that one, when it started, they said, yeah, they literally dropped every single space colony on Earth. Not just one, but
Yeah,
like hundreds of
yeah.
them.
That's
Caused
like
the
So,
apocalypse.
yeah.
Yeah.
But which I think you guys are right. I think that they could have gone maybe 22 episodes
Yeah.
per season,
Yeah.
give
It
or
didn't need
take.
to be 50 and 50. Seed was way too fucking long. I just finished a
Oh,
blast
no.
through on that, and it
Yeah,
was
no,
like,
definitely not 50 and 50, but like 22 and 23 or 25 and 25 would have
yeah,
been fine. They could have fleshed out a lot more with that, but
yeah.
yeah. Or even like
everybody
24.
my
I mean,
thing
they
yeah,
wasted a couple of
my big
episodes, like you
issue
said, with
is
them underground in the school, and with Soletta moping around as well. I think they wasted like 2 episodes there as well.
Well, and I think with those, I think those are still critical, like plot devices where you want to see the effect of certain characters. Where they're like, well,
But you could have
she like
just
Suletta,
showed
for
like
example.
you should could have just showed like a little bit of a time warp, like 1-2 months in the future, and she's still
Well, with
miserable
this,
Yeah.
with
or
the
something
pacing we
like.
had,
Yeah,
I
I
think,
mean,
yeah, I think Suletta, like when she got depressed after she lost Ariel and Mio like betrayed her and all that stuff, I think that was good timing. I think that was pretty good. But I still think, like you said, it still ate a lot of the small bandwidth that was there.
and I
I think if
think
they did that
Mhm.
with a longer
I
series,
think with the
At
characters
one
they
point
had as
too, they
well.
did also say they did say it's been a couple
Yeah.
weeks,
yeah,
like
they do tell
like two
you
or three
Is that the
weeks.
episode where
Yeah,
she's like stealing food out of the fridge, isn't it, or
out of
something?
the freezer when she
yeah,
finally comes out of her room. Yeah,
I
it's like
think
two
yeah,
2 or 3 weeks
I think
later.
though with the characters
yeah.
they had as well, they could have put Soletta on a spiral, and they could have built Ghoul up as well and made him perhaps not a redeemer, but like the person who stands in front of the storm a little bit. I
Yeah,
feel like
Yeah.
they were a little bit fairy tale-ish in the Disney sense, not so much in the grim sense. But I felt
hmm
like they were a little bit fairy tale-ish. The characters, how oh wow, she is a shining white light of good, and will never back down, and just wants to have a
it's
final
almost two
talk with him.
dimensional.
It's like come on,
Yeah,
like come
Yeah.
on,
yeah.
You
these
need to have
dudes
like enough
absolutely fucked you. You want revenge.
I do like though
Yeah.
that because she is so like
Submissive.
a- out of the populace, she doesn't really know how to interact. I actually like that she was kind of goofy and really awkward, but I think I think she should have spiraled. I think she should
I
have
think people who have
started to.
Okay.
I think people who have seen what she saw in the time frame that she saw it, they don't stay children for long. I don't think she would have had that attitude.
Yeah,
I think she would have come out
That's some
of.
deeply.
I think she would have come out of that a totally different way. I don't think she would have come out
yeah,
of that teenage girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Overall,
She
the
needed
vibe
more,
that I'm getting.
she needed more development like you had.
Actually, and that's what Gil actually got to experience. He was like he was rock'em sock'em. He was super arrogant. He was on top of the world, and he just kept losing everything. They had a parallel arc, right? He lost everything. She lost everything, but they showed him his demeanor when he comes back. He's like, no, I'm an adult. I'm the CEO of this, but he's calm. He's very insular. He's not. He doesn't want to get out. He doesn't want to step too far because that's what got his ass canned the first time.
Man,
And so like his demeanor's completely changed.
I really like how Miriam sort of handled all her responsibilities as well because like
Yeah, she was dope.
throughout like all of the series she wanted like more control or to be in charge, and then when she was in charge she was like shit, I can't do anything, none of these choices are my own, which I think is very real. I think that
Yeah, yeah,
how
yeah.
she did,
The city, the episode that focused on her and they took Ariel to the city and she's like, I'm doing this. This is what I'm trying to do. But it got flipped on her. And then she realized, oh, this is my fault, even though that's not what I intended. These things happen because of all the different parts in play, and she was so in over her head. That was cool. That was like you said, that was pretty
She
accurate.
showed just how gullible she was.
Mm-hmm.
but
And
also if
naive,
she
just how
did
naive.
something else or
Very.
didn't like not doing something, you don't know any of these things are going to play out and land out. The
Yeah,
people who are pulling the strings, they plan for every situation. I mean,
yeah.
that's
And
where
she's just
like
stepping into it.
that's why I kind of like when you see these older guys and you see it from the point of view of the children, right? And they seem like these really like uptight sort of you don't like these kind of guys, but then when you realize what they're up against and the sort of power struggles, they're actually a little bit like with Game of Thrones. I know Trey hasn't seen that, but like when you see the
Mm.
Lannisters
Yes.
absolutely lose it, you realize just how much Tywin had to do to keep what he had, or even
Mm-hmm.
Baratheon, what's his name, the king, right? Where you think he's a
Yeah.
drunken
Stannis.
lout, but then once he goes, look at the
Oh no,
fucking
Stannis, yeah.
chaos. Like you realize how hard he was clutching at his straws to keep everything
Yeah,
in
Robert,
The
place.
yeah.
power vacuum that it created.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
Okay.
I think that was a really cool, nice, accurate portrayal of power.
What
I
you
was
got,
having a
Trey?
conversation. I was having a conversation with my girlfriend the other day about bad and disappointing endings and how they're not necessarily the same. Would you guys consider the ending of WFM bad or disappointing? Or
Typical
both?
ex machina, isn't it? It's just an ex
I think
machina.
it's because of the Ex Machina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
But then
take the
also,
rant. I'll take it and say that it's not bad. It's disappointing because it feels like there should have been a lot more to it, like you guys were saying. It needed to be
Yeah.
fleshed out more.
yeah,
But it's
yeah,
not. It's not bad. It's, like I said, it's just disappointing.
Yeah, it
But
wrapped
for
it
an
up, but
yeah,
yeah.
but for an alternate universe series, I'll take it
Hmm.
because we're about to get back to the nitty gritty, with the
Yeah,
upcoming
we're waiting
Requiem
for
for
all
a
those.
Vengeance.
Yeah.
So I'll take the small victories where we can get them. Even though me personally, I think there should have been a hell of a lot more casualties.
Yeah,
I feel like
agreed.
we didn't. I feel like the final episode, we should have at least seen one or two people die. Because
Hmm.
Yeah.
legit, I don't know about you. I don't know about you guys, but the fight between Gyul and Lauda,
Yeah.
when Gyul cut his saber off and let Lauda hit him, I'm like, oh well, Gyul's dead. It's
Yeah,
That's
it would
over.
have
exactly
been
what I
it would have
wanted
been a
Dead.
good
too.
sacrifice.
That's yep.
Yeah, it would
Gyul,
have been
Gyul is
poetic
dead.
too.
Lauda's got his
Prospera
vengeance.
should have took it as well. I think in that gunfight, I think Elan
Yeah,
5 or whatever his name is should have. Yeah, I think that should have
the
been the
whole
end of
Elon
her
arc.
there.
I have never
Well,
been more confused by a fucking character inclusion, and he ate up so much goddamn screen time for him to be a nothing burger. He was nothing
You see that
at
a lot.
all.
You see characters like him a
Yeah,
lot in
he got pitched out
Japanese
anyway.
everything, really. Japanese literature, everything. You see characters like him quite a lot for some reason. I don't know. I
I
think
guess he pushed along some other characters, but even then, they led to nothing. So it's like, why is Elon? I get that yeah, I think he at the end had the fairy tale ending had wrapped it up. He got the people who made his life hell arrested and all that stuff. But it's like, what was your purpose to the ending? Not the tie back, the tie ups or whatever, but what was your purpose
they could have explored
leading into
him
it other than
really.
pissing off Sophie? Yeah.
They could have explored it
well, I
really
mean,
well.
if you
I
think
think.
about it, if you think about it, he was the one that pretty much saved Miriam from biting it. Because if he
Yeah.
wouldn't have been there, Prospero would have killed her. You know,
True.
X Max
Yeah.
her
Oh,
again.
but
No,
he's a one out.
so, yeah, I'm gonna jump back to Prospera for a second because I agree with you guys. She got off scot free and easy, even if she was like quadriplegic or whatever at the end of the
He was
series.
a whole ass menace the entire series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they shouldn't have killed her, but they should have at least put her in prison.
Yeah.
Her and Shadiq and his fucking
Well, Shattuck,
harem.
he's in prison. Shattuck is in
Yeah,
prison. That was the ending.
that's what I'm saying. Like him, his harem, Prospera, a bunch of the collaborators for Quiet Zero, they all should have been in prison. The only ones that we see have any actual consequences to their actions were Shadiq, which fuck him, and Nika, because Nika's actually getting out of prison when they go pick her
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Like
actually went to
I
prison.
noticed that. I was like, oh shit, she was in prison. Oh,
But
no
that
wonder
was from
she's
the
got
plant.
the pixie haircut.
Yeah, that was from the plant incident, not from the
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
thing is, in a
but
real world scenario as well, is a shift in power like that. There's gonna be support. Shadiq is not going to stay in prison for long, and the laws that they're gonna hold against him aren't gonna really, sort of matter at all when you consider the actual events surrounding his actions and the things he did personally and what he's attested to. But also, like, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, like, yeah, man, like, everyone is not going to clap hands and be friends after all of that. They just spent the last, however many episodes absolutely decimating each other, and now they're all just there sharing a drink and eating tomatoes. Like, come on.
hmm
Yeah.
Which
I will.
am I the only one that
Go
thought
ahead,
that was
Trey.
weird? Sorry, Cody.
No, you go ahead.
I just thought it was weird that Miriam hired Shadiq's harem,
Not
like to
really.
work
Dude.
with her.
Like,
I thought that was weird because it's like they were all plotting against you.
Keep your enemies
Why
close,
why
though,
are
right?
you gonna trust them?
I think that was
Well,
probably
true.
one of those like they were trying to. It's whatever
Redemption
system
or
they were
whatever.
in. They were just working on it. Like they're just workers, I guess. But then I think it
Maybe.
was part of like,
they were
hey,
just
you're gonna
going
stay
along
out of
with it,
prison,
bro.
but you're gonna work for me. You're gonna take your skills because I know you guys are good at this, and you're gonna do it for what we're doing now. And so
Yeah.
that's
It
probably
also
the deal.
it also just felt like everybody else from Earth House that played an important role. Like she just kind of said, "Okay, I'm done with y'all. Go away."
I wonder if they're
Even
still working in
though
the
they were
company.
there, yeah,
Yeah,
even though they were there for the ending and everything when everybody showed up,
yeah.
it just didn't feel like they were part of the company anymore. Or
They
like
could
they all
also
had
just
gone their
they're
separate
part
ways.
of like they're
Whilst,
going to school and just like university, it's
whilst
like
I'm
yeah, you
think,
have like a group.
dude, sorry,
Oh, go
man.
ahead, David.
Whilst I'm thinking about it, because I haven't really thought about this ending. I sort of dismissed it after I watched it as, oh, it was a cool show, but oh well. But thinking about it now, like, you got a bunch of teenagers in their version of university, and like literally two Gundams can change the face of the Earth, and you're in a situation where a Gundam is that powerful, and you're telling me everyone's just friends now, and they've walked away from their Gundams. You're not telling me that someone else is going to fill that void. It's just, I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's a Gundam ending. Like, I'm not as versed as all of you with Gundam. I've not watched tons of it. But from what I have watched and what I have seen, and even just going off the first series, the first 1979 series, it doesn't seem like it's the same show. It doesn't seem like it.
Honestly, it kind of doesn't, because all the other series, there's always like major implications for what's coming next. For example, like a Double O, going just off the series, it's like, yeah, the Gundams are still in universe, but prior to watching Awakening of the Trailblazer, you're gonna think that they're still in operation, but they're kind of like dormant. Unicorns, same
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like the Gundams are still there, still prevalent in the universe, but
Yeah.
they kind of like they weren't. They didn't turn to no magic space dust. They
That is its own can of worms, though, with the
yeah,
cycle
that's
art. Yeah, but yeah,
um,
you're onto something though.
Yeah,
It's still
man.
Gundam,
Like,
still
like
exists.
when you talk about
yeah,
the end
like
of
where's
when you talk about the end of OG
go
in
on.
particular, because that's one that I'm very familiar with, is like the theme I get from that is you live to fight another day. It's not we've won, and I don't get that from this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the overall ending of WFM was kind of it was rushed, but they also wanted. Okay, my perspective is that they wanted to wrap it up in a sense where it's like there is not going to be a continuation, which is why pretty much everything that had permanent built into it kind of like just like Thanos snapped it away.
Space dust.
At the
The
end.
Thanos snap of it too is like, well, that was convenient. That was a convenient way to get rid of this
Yeah, it
technology,
was like a
even though there's
Very.
absolutely no records of this ever anywhere at all. The fuck?
yeah. Whereas like
Space magic
other
bullshit, man.
yeah, other than the series, you still feel like in the epilogues, you still feel like ramification of what happened. Like example, RBO, the whole series was pretty
Oh,
much chalked up
IBO.
to the McGinnis incident, and like it's still a significant turning point in history. But whereas WFM, you don't have that same level of gravity, like of of
You
like.
don't, yeah. You don't have an
You,
idea of the implication of what just
Yeah,
happened.
that's it.
that's
Yes.
exactly it.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
simple
We don't know
terms,
what
that's
Earth
it.
is like afterwards. They tell us that things are going to be better now. But oh no, they do allude to it. They say we don't know if this is really going to change anything. People go back to doing what they're doing. And it's like, wait, so you're telling me we spent 2 seasons for you to go shoulder shrug. We're not sure if this means anything. But we made sure Quiet Zero didn't happen,
I
so
got
no
it.
Yeah,
world
well, it's like,
implications, I
well, we
guess.
got our happy ending. We don't know if it changed anything, but we got our
Yeah.
happy ending. So that's
Pretty
what
much,
happened.
yeah.
Which
I
Trey, Cody, I'm surprised at you two that y'all haven't mentioned it. The only other Gundam series that has an ending like this one is one of the
Build
ones
Fight.
that gets review. Well, besides Build Fighters, I don't count Build Fighters. And it gets huge amounts of revere in the
Is
West.
this turn A?
No,
Oh, okay. Because I haven't seen it.
I haven't
the
seen
very end of Endless Waltz is the exact same as the very end of Witch of Mercury.
I had the same feeling from
Okay.
Endless Waltz. I loved
Think
Endless
of-
Waltz. I thought
think-
it was weird though.
Think about it. Think about it. At the very end of Endless Waltz, before we get the credits, the narrator comes on and he says, "War machines such as the Gundams were never seen again."
hmm
And it's like, well, that's a bullshit ass lie because there's something called Frozen Teardrop.
Well, a lot of people
That
try to
takes
ignore
place,
Frozen
but-
Teardrop, like Scrubs
Yeah.
season 9. Most people try
Yeah.
not to acknowledge it.
But
See,
but you gotta see what I'm saying. Gundam Wing did the
Yeah.
same thing as what Witch from Mercury did, or has done now. And it's just like,
True. It could
How long's
expand
it gonna-
later, but then it
Yeah.
takes the
How
bite away
long's it
from
gonna
this at the
be?
end. Yeah.
Yeah, how long is it gonna be before we get our Witch from Mercury version of Frozen Teardrop?
Yeah. Which
Dude.
hopefully it's not as bad.
I got a question here, and we have to sort of use our imagination a little bit because we're, you know, um,
Imagination corner.
if 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 you're, I don't know, the age we were when stuff like Wing came out, is this the next generation's Wing? Is it just something that's going to be looked back at nostalgically rather than something that
Absolutely.
rather than, you know,
Oh,
an
yeah.
IBO or, you know, Charles Counterattack or something? Because I think that's pretty much where that, like, for me, from what I know,
Definitely.
that's the peak. That's Gundam.
So-
Like, you got original
Yeah.
series, CCA,
Yeah.
IBO, but then
I-
you've got ones like
That's a good one.
Jake,
I'm
go for
not
it.
sure. to be honest.
Oh, no.
Trey, you go for it.
I was just gonna. Gateway series.
you just cut out there, dude.
You just go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you did the freezing kick
I'm
again.
watching my ping and I'm watching my ping and
Oh, we're losing Jake.
absolutely nuts. I don't know.
Oof.
That is
Go
bad.
On here.
Well, at least we get to see his smiling face that it's stuck on.
To,
Right? He's like the smiling.
Just boom, boom, boom. Like it's through
I
the
think
sentence
you
and
might-
it's giving us little sound bites.
Trey, dude, come on. You're going to have to fill in for him.
Yeah, Trey, you want to go ahead? Sorry, Jake.
what is
Yeah.
going
Okay.
on here?
You see, I'm kind of iffy about that. Oh, we lost Jake. He's coming
He's
back.
coming back.
He's jumping in. He's jumping in.
Wait a minute. I see the screen. Do we see the camera?
I actually never got a good look at his logo. That's fucking sick.
Zaku, isn't it?
Okay. There,
For
I think
someone-
I'm back.
For someone who has a
There it is.
mono eye as his
Exactly.
actual, like, for someone who has a mono eye as his actual avatar for pretty much everything, like, it disappoints me so much that you like GMs.
So true.
Okay. I think I'm back. So where were we?
Tell us.
Oh. I know where we were. Okay. David, you were saying something about how in 20 years will Witch be remembered like Gundam Wing is? And I say, yeah, absolutely. It's a gateway series.
Mhm.
It's a gateway series into the franchise, you know, for the younger generations that are going to look back at Gundam and be like, oh, wow, you know,
Yeah.
or
And
be
not
like,
just
oh
the
my
show,
god,
but
what
the-
is this
the Gunpla,
franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trey,
it's-
you had something.
Yeah, me, I don't know about if it'll be as like revered as like Wing was in 20 years, but I would say I would argue and say that the build series would be more of a gateway than WFM because WFM was still a core story, but I don't know because of like the writing and like or kind of like lack thereof in some instances. It won't get as much clout, let's say, as let's say Unicorn or IBO or Wing even. Whereas the build, why I would argue and say the build series would be more of the gateway and we kind of somewhat remembered because it's kind of more like a segue into real life, whereas you actually have the characters building the suits and like you know kind of like yeah they have there's this whole tournament arc and everything about it, but I just feel
Very
like
shonen.
yeah, like 20 years from now WFM won't stick as well as Wing did 20 years when it came out.
Well, and Wing had what going for it is the most brand spanking new thing when anime started becoming more popular, like at least in the US.
But you got to think, dude, to some kids, this is brand spank. They've never seen Mecha before. This is their
True,
first.
and I think
Mhm.
because it's a female protagonist and their marketing on Witch from Mercury,
Mhm.
Now this is more anecdotal, so I can't really speak to it, but I didn't know much about build other than the kits. When I was looking for kits at the time, I actually started with the Double O Sky Mobius. It was one of my first few
Oh,
kits. Um, so I know like it has some popularity behind it, but I can tell you the sales on like Wish for Mercury anything has blown any of the series, including like Iron Blooded Orphans, out of the water.
I
And I
think
think
another thing I want to
because
say as well, dude. Sorry, before I forget, before
yeah,
my
go
old
for it.
man brain forgets, right? Is when we were kids, right? 8, 10, 12. But
Hmm.
when we talk about kids now, they're 18, 17, 20 even. Some of these people who are getting into WFM, like,
sure.
but they're still kids.
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps this is an old man argument, but I'm seeing that a lot. Like,
Yeah. And
dude,
the like yeah, the kit sales have been insane. Like I was just at the store and like seeing all the kits like on the shelves. People are like who are getting into Gunpla see these new boxes,
oh, the
this new
artwork though,
series. They're just
wow,
like, oh, the
Dude.
boxes are just
And on the note, my
gorgeous.
earbuds have died.
Oh no,
Oh,
go live. There you go. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, just the sales and marketing on this has just been nuts. And then just with Crunchyroll, I think the problem is that Wing had the ubiquity and the ability to broadcast on cable. So being on Cartoon Network here in the States and on Toonami being its big thing with Dragon
the
Ball Z
WFM's on
and all
Netflix,
that.
dude, and like
Is it
anime
it
play anime playlists on Netflix are not to be scoffed at.
so it's in your region in the US, it is strictly Crunchyroll and Funimation who have the license for it over here.
Oh,
Yep.
It is
that's
on
so good.
Netflix in different
everywhere else.
Asian countries. Yeah.
I think
So
in the
it's either
UK
YouTube
too.
in Japan. Yeah, YouTube in Japan, South Korea, and yeah, Thailand, and a bunch of other countries are on Netflix. So it's on. So a lot of people are VPNing to the Netflix, or doing the YouTube
Yeah,
that
but it's
kind of
like
info
it's
in
right there
Japan.
next to Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, it's
Yeah,
massive. It's
Oh, dude, you have Jujutsu Kaisen on Netflix? And, oh my God. Yo,
yeah.
Canada is slacking, dude. Shit.
Canada's Netflix is brutal though. Like you guys kind of got shafted really hard in most content, even.
Oh
I
yeah.
think a lot of that has to do with Crave, if I'm not mistaken. Crave is like the big heavy hitter there, and Netflix tried to merge in, and Crave's like, oh hells no. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
To be full honest, I don't even have Netflix because this whole password sharing thing, and then how they're charging like an extra
hmm
$10 if you get caught with like the
man, it's
and all that
expensive
shit.
now.
So
yeah, it's
it
almost not
is.
worth it.
So
Like all my other content that I watch now is not even on Netflix anymore, which sucks because they had some good originals, but they also fucked up The
Oh,
Witcher. Like I loved the first season,
I miss
and I can't
the
even get into
originals.
it.
Dude, I miss
Yeah.
Netflix originals so much. Stuff like Marco Polo and Stranger Things season 1.
Oh,
De
yeah, the first
what's his
couple
name?
ones.
Daredevil.
trash.
Oh my
There,
God.
dude,
Jessica
the
Jones.
MCU
Fuck.
on Netflix is so amazing, but they're bringing it to Disney Plus.
Yeah, but
Since we're off track,
it's not gonna be the
I'm
same
gonna
though, is
pull a
it?
David, and I'm hitting the bathroom.
There
No.
you go.
All
They
right.
might.
So what's the
Disney's
next?
leaning
And then
hard
we're
into
gonna head.
doing the R stuff still, so they might
Yeah.
actually they might tone it down, but
But they're not
they're
gonna have
still
the
looking to.
cinematography. They're not gonna have the set design. It is not gonna be the same.
Oh
They're
yeah,
not
it's
putting
gonna
money
have a
there.
different feel, right?
They're
You're
not
absolutely right.
putting the
Because
money
watching
there.
Hawkeye, have you guys seen Hawkeye at
No.
all?
Yeah,
Oh
I've
man,
seen
it
everything.
was
I've
one of
recently
the
finished Patience.
it was one of the best comics
Yeah.
I've read recently though. I really liked Hawkeye, an old man
Yeah,
Hawkeye. But I say recently, that's probably a
yeah.
decade ago.
It was a cute Christmas. Like, definitely watch it at Christmas time because it's definitely meant to be like a holiday, like Marvel thing.
Yeah.
Let's just say they bring in certain characters to reinvigorate that hype about Daredevil. Um, and I don't know if you
Um,
guys saw No Way Home Spider-Man.
no, I haven't.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it? Okay,
No,
I'll try to
I
keep it up.
watched.
But
It doesn't mind. I don't mind. It's
oh,
certain
okay.
things where I just
They
fell off
bring back
Spider-Man.
Daredevil. Yeah, so
Oh, I
like
seen it in his
Charlie
yellow suit,
Cox is
right? In his
in.
yellow suit.
No,
I
no,
saw
no.
the
That's in
tease.
She-Hulk, but they're
Ah,
still bringing him in, bringing him in. So they do have some good look to it. But yeah, you're right. It's not that dark nitty
it is.
gritty that
Yeah,
was
my God.
Daredevil, and I loved Luke Cage
It just had that
up until I
independent
think the second
cinema
half.
feel. Oh,
Hmm.
I just miss it so much.
And some creators who actually gave a shit. Jessica
Yeah.
Jones was unbelievable. I actually can't rewatch that series because Kilgrave freaks me the fuck out. Like
It
they
was.
did him
Yeah.
so well.
And the
I haven't
casting
seen the
as
second
well. The
season.
casting as well, man. Like they
Yeah,
they
dude.
nailed the casting on so much. Like when you hear names and you're like, damn, she's Jessica Jones. How is she gonna pull that off? Or they bring in Doctor Who in, like, but then they just nail
Yeah.
it, and it's just like, yeah, man. Put a little bit of faith
Cottonmouth
there.
and Luke Cage is still my favorite part of that series. Marshall Ali is
Yeah.
so good.
I feel like in the second season though, it kind of took specifically for Luke Cage, it kind of took like a negative turn though.
It definitely
That
took a
wasn't-
header down the stairs.
Yeah, I
It
watched
was
the
definitely a
first
half
couple
gainer.
episodes, and it didn't have that same magic that like
No.
the first season did, man, like at
Yeah.
all.
Like, that's what I was about to say.
But okay,
Luke Cage, I don't remember as fondly as the others.
At least it wasn't Iron Fist. Good God, that one blew.
oh my god, yeah.
I don't know, man.
So,
I'd
now that
argue
Jake's
like
back-
it was kind of weird, but it had the feel. It had like from a I
Did it have
guess
the feel?
I guess I'm talking from a distant perspective, but man,
It was
that,
pretty. I just didn't like the writing, I think was my thing. I think
It was
everything
cheesy.
felt kind of, it was cheesy and stilted. So compared to the other, we had Daredevils 1 and 2, we had Luke Cage, and we had Jessica Jones
yeah, they
1
went
and
down
2.
that like
And so you had
witty route.
and I think you had Punisher by that point. So you had a nice backlog of really good things to compare it to and just be like, oh. well.
Daredevil season 2.
Defenders didn't suck though.
Dude, Daredevil season 2. I think that's peak. I think
That's the
that was-
shit.
That's peak.
That's
Daredevil
absolutely
season 2.
peak.
that one was the one then. Okay, so now that Jake's back, we're gonna move this along a little bit.
Oh
And,
man,
just
can we
one
talk
more
about
thing.
Netflix a bit more?
We could.
You have to edit it, David. You have to edit it. So you tell us
so yeah.
if you want more content.
Well, we're at the 3-hour mark.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's another thing I'm kind of keeping an eye on.
So here's the
So-
deal. You were talking about having one less person. We have one less person this week.
And
We're
we're
now a
still
half
3
hour
hours.
longer. So I just want to point that out.
But we got
Okay.
we got me talking now though. We haven't got me hosting. We've got me talking.
Yeah, that's different. So, is there any pages or builders or artists there that you guys want to shout out that's been inspiring you lately
Yeah, man.
in any capacity?
I want to take this one over
Community or-
first. I want to take this one over first. If
Go
that's
ahead.
All right. And I say this seriously. I say this with all my heart. I think the team that I've got here is one of the best teams I could find in terms of Gundam. We've got so much heart and so much skill between us all. Like, everyone on this team inspires me in some way or another. The stuff that Joe is doing, and I know Joe doesn't share much on his Instagram, but if you look over on his Twitch or if you start chatting up with him, like, he's doing some amazing stuff. Or just, even the conversations I have with Ken or Cody, and the stuff the other David is doing, it's just insane. And obviously we've got my two guys down here. We've got the wealth of knowledge that is Jake. I mean, anything you want to know about Gundam, this is where you go
No shit.
between Jake and Christian Triseed. There's not a lot that it isn't there. And then, can I talk about you, Trey, or is it all secret? Is it all
So
secret?
shit. It's in you gotta sign the
Yeah, I gotta bleep this bit out. No, man. Like,
Let's take off some of this
look at those
redacted tape out here. Let's go. Let's do
just
it.
just look at those. Just look at those
just
banshees.
hard cut to like
Yeah, but just look at those banshees.
Video
And
not found.
don't have to say anything more. Like, just look at his banshee. Look
Yeah,
at his
dude, for real.
phoenix. I mean, you guys are absolutely
Thank
killing it. I know I've been a bit absent these past couple of weeks. I've had a bit of misfortune, and I've been tied up with a bit of traveling and a bit of work. But man, you're all killing it. Absolutely love all of the stuff I'm seeing from you guys.
Aw.
Cheers, man.
Except for
Well,
you,
thank
Cody.
you, David.
Except for you. Get back in your box.
Fuck you too,
Cheers,
David.
man.
Bloop. Fucking hard cut out of here. Just drop the call.
Fuck you and your giant HGs.
You know what? No, on that note, I will capitalize on David's heartfeltness for a few seconds. Yeah, no, it is an honor to be a part of this too, because I'd have never thought if you'd have told me 2 years ago, hey, you're gonna do a podcast,
Do for real.
I'd be like, no, I'm not. What are you talking? No, I just do this for fun.
Yeah, dude.
And now here we are. It's just like, wow,
Yeah.
okay, I do this now. Cool. I'd have
Yeah.
never thought.
You're gonna wake
And
up
it-
at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. on a Sunday
Yeah, and it
to
is truly a blast. Like I
It is.
appreciate
Yeah,
every single one of you guys.
yeah, man, absolutely,
Cody, you got anything to add to that?
dude. No, absolutely. You know, it's funny. I think I'm gonna tag onto this one because it's just been that kind of week. I think. Was it you, Jake, or was it Ken who tagged me that the Undergated Network put
Uh,
me on the show? I think Ken did, but I
it-
think you had mentioned in
yeah, I was
the
gonna say I
chat.
think it might have been both of us because
Because
I know I've talked
both you
about
guys
them
turned me
and
on to these guys.
shout
But
out to Undergated.
yeah, shout out
Yeah.
to Undergated for sure. But now just being like, it's crazy. So I started following other channels on my personal Instagram, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own Instagram because everybody's doing it, and I don't. No, I want to like grow my thing, but I don't want like random people following me on my personal,
Right.
because you get the
You want
bots
that
and shit.
privacy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't care if you guys follow me or whatever, but it's just like I have 1,000-ish followers, which was huge for me, getting to that. I didn't even think my stuff was that interesting or that good. So it's been super cool to just be part of this group in particular, but just being part of a community that's super cool. And super supportive too. I come from like the Magic community, and sometimes it's pretty good, but online it's pretty rough. But being in Gunpla, man, I mean, I've been following I think Blue Car the longest, and so when David put us in, I was talking to David for a long time, and I don't even know, we were just kind of like we started following. And then we just started chatting or whatever. I think we posted stories,
I
and
think
it's
we were
like,
talking
"What's
about Dream
the
Theater for a
suggestion?"
while. For a while.
I think Dream Theater caught. I think that's what started it. Was you were talking about music and stories, and it's like, well, you got this one. Oh yeah, we'll try this out, and blah blah blah. And then you're like, you know what? I'm sure you were tired of answering the same fucking questions. I think is what you told me. And so you're like,
I
I'm
was
gonna put
having
all these
like
people in a group.
I was literally having the same conversation with all you guys. Like I would be talking about the same thing 4 or 5 times over, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna make a group."
Yeah, dude, for real. And I thought it was cool because I similarly, but not actually with anybody in the chat. So no, it's oops, I didn't just completely fuck shit up. Just hard slam the enter button. But
You're
no,
still
it's been
part of the
super
call.
cool. Huh?
I said you're good. You're still part of the call. You didn't do a hard eject or anything.
Just Austin Powers just through the ceiling. Um, yeah, dude. No, it's just been super cool just to be part of this group and everybody's like I will pop through anytime we get like a big chat going. I'll be at work and I'll be like, oh shit, phone's blowing up. Let me go check what's going on. And then I see
Yeah.
everybody's posting their work
Yep.
in progresses, and I'm just like, bro, I gotta catch up because I'm not, I'm working, but I gotta do stuff. Like I gotta jump on it. So now I finally got my Kasai going. Right. Paying no attention to the mess that's to the side.
Have you made
And,
the giant turkey yet?
Oh, you haven't seen the pictures?
I haven't. No.
So I've been really
I've
bad
been
about
MIA,
posting.
dude.
I'm sorry,
been in
you're
Bangkok.
on vacation. You know what? Let me show
I've been
it for
visiting
the-
visiting grants.
Fucking back off. Can you say like a chicken? Back off. Here's my giant death chicken. Giant death chicken.
Oh, it is.
I need to do the bases.
It is kind of
Oh,
cool.
fuck.
There's something about big, massive HGs that are just cool. There's just something cool about them. Like they shouldn't exist, but they do. They kind of suck, but they
For
kind
real.
of don't.
It's bigger than my MG unicorn. It actually has hands that are bigger than the MG.
That's
It is,
nuts, dude.
it is so
fucking-
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
The
Compared to
hands
an
for the
HG.
HG and the Gundam, they're like this. I mean, like they are monstrous.
So you know what's funny? I'm just kind of thinking if they're EFSF, right? If I
Mhm.
take the hands off of that, I can put it on the unicorn and it can hold the beam magnum properly. Oh, come on.
Yo,
Re-release
get
the
there, dude.
hands, dude, to actually be good. Come on. Let's do this. But yes, that's what I'm going to add to that chat. 'Cause,
Yeah,
I just
Joe-
love being part of this group, and
Joe's been
I will
trying to.
happily wake up.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
it's an
do
early
wanna-
one for you too. Early one for you too, man.
It's 5 a.m. on a Sunday, bro. It gets me ready for the next day,
Yeah.
and it's just too much fun. This is way too much fun.
Yeah, well, it's 11 o'clock here,
It's-
man, and I still got tons I could talk about with you guys. I still got tons.
Yeah, but you're a night owl. Isn't this like 2 p.m. for you?
I mean,
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm
last
still
week-
up at like 7 in the morning though. Even when
Are you
I'm
really?
up
Like
at- yeah.
last week, actually, David or both Davids and Blue, I think, were blowing up the chat,
Yeah,
and
dude.
I'm at work, and I'm like, what the hell is going on, like
Yeah,
looking at my
dude.
watch every 5 minutes, or like every minute or so, and it's like, oh, it's the Idea Factory. Okay, I'll look at those in just a minute.
Yeah, right.
The amount of time I wake up in the morning to like 60 plus notifications because you guys are going off at like 3, 4 a.m. At least my time, I'm seeing the messages like 4:45 in the morning. I'm like, shit, dude. I mean, I get right now, I'm currently unemployed, but fuck. Go to
Dude.
sleep at some point.
Someone
you guys
give
are all
this
East
man a
Coast, too.
job.
You guys are all like
Yeah.
East Coast. If you're in North America, or you're in the UK like Joe, or you're in Thailand like David. So you
I
guys
think
are tomorrow.
I
No,
And
think
see,
this.
actually, I'm Central Time Zone here
oh,
in the
Central.
U.S. Yeah,
Where?
but since I do overnight, David and I are on the same schedule.
Yeah, man.
Almost
Got
like
you.
time. Yeah,
Almost, yeah. Pretty
Got
yeah,
you.
much.
like it's 11:07 a.m. for me, and it's 11:07 p.m. for you, right, David?
Yeah, but I tell you why what I love about Gundam is like I do most of my work up here in the office, right? If I'm not out, and Gundam's
Yeah.
just a nice
Right.
break for me. Like I tried doing a
Mm-hmm.
couple of build videos, but I just like having that time to myself. Like I can spend an hour at that
Mm-hmm.
table and do an arm or a leg, and it's just like it lets my mind process stuff a little bit because it's enough to keep me occupied, it's enough to keep my hands occupied, but I'm not using, like I'm not using my brain. My brain can still think about all the crap that I'm in the middle of doing. So, you know,
It's meditative
yeah.
for
So
sure.
like
Hmm.
I'll have a bit of a break and be doing that, and then I'll be on the chat or I'll be talking to one of you guys, and then like you said, it's awesome. I think it's so awesome when you just get these times where for whatever reason everyone's just on the chat and like it's rare. It's pretty rare. I think you kind of get these clusters where it's going to be like these guys and then these guys and then these guys. But when we're all on, it's something magical about it.
I
Something
Yeah.
yeah.
crazy and magical.
Yeah.
So I do want to
So
do two actual quick creator shout outs
Oh,
yeah, go
word.
ahead.
to a couple of creators. One of them is actually one that we were supposed to do last episode, but we
Oh,
ran long, so
Oh,
yeah.
did we? We ran long? How
ran
long was
long.
that?
The
It's about
I
Two
don't know.
hours.
Is it
30
longer
minutes?
this time?
2 hours
2 hours 30?
40. I think we were.
So
By the time I cut it, we
He's
were at
got the time
12:40.
code.
This is like three
Let's
hours
go.
in. This is like. Yeah,
so let's see. The first one is Rangdad underscore Pla. I'm sure you guys might have seen some of his stuff. I know I've shared it,
Hold on.
but
yeah,
dude
he's a
does
cool guy.
phenomenal detail work. Like
How do you spell it?
holy crap. Rangdad
He does so much on the actual sprue as well.
underscore
Orang Dad.
Pla.
Ah, there you are.
Yeah.
There you are. Oh, I'm already
Yeah, like
following.
he
What the fuck?
is yeah, like he is completely insane with his detail work. Like I look at his stuff and I go, all right, how can I emulate that? Like how can I
Okay.
do that?
That lighting. I think that background really helps, but his lighting and stuff, that's cool.
Yeah.
You say
And then
Granddad Claw?
Randad.
Oh,
R-A-N
RANG.
Yeah, Rangdad underscore Pla.
Oh, I was typing it like Granddad, like without the G. Yeah, okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah. And then the second one is Yasu. As in, let's see, Yasu, Yasu, and then 454645.
There's a whole bunch of them. There's Yasu Zero. Got your family.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Well,
Yeah, his
shit, he followed me. And I
yeah,
didn't
his
follow him
profile
back. I'm
pics
an
the
asshole.
SD. Yeah, he's the SD 00. His stuff, just like Rang Dad's, is outstanding. Like I've watched his work over, I can't remember how long it's been now, but he literally takes kits and paints them up and makes them look like the box art.
Yeah, he did.
Bro, and he was in his car too, apparently. Holy shit.
Yeah, like
I don't know if he's
like
doing it.
literally his that is his entire thing. He takes kits and makes them look exactly like they look on the box art.
That V2 Assault Buster, that is nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
His Phoenix that he did
Oh, dude.
like a while ago now.
Wait, you had me
Back
at
in-
Phoenix. Hold on.
Yeah, like he did a Phoenix back in April, and it's like wow. Because it's not the injection mold, or it's not the plated one, it's the injection molded one, and it looks just wow.
Oh, he posts a lot too. That's cool. I'm really bad at making posts. Like, I'm leaning on
Oh no,
stories
I
really
dig
heavy
that.
right now. Oh, there it
I dig
is.
that. Oh my god.
Dude, to be
Before or
honest,
Kind of
there's
got
after.
that.
so
Like,
much of your collection that I've seen that is just not on your Instagram, Cody.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, because okay, I like to build. My thing is building, the process of building, and then I put them up on the shelf and get to the next one. I recently bought that light box, right? And I did the Lifrith series. I
Yeah,
still
man.
have to do the series of Lifrith and Baker Bow, and I can't seem to get myself in the mindset to like set up the camera and do all that stuff unless I've like cartooned out an idea. I'm trying to get my process down a little bit better,
Just
but I
forget
just love building so
Just
goddamn
forget
much.
about it, man. Just put up a couple of reels of your collection. It looks epic on the shelf.
I
Like
gotta do the
I
reels.
do
I'm trying
crap. I
to.
do crap like that, and it gets thousands and thousands of views.
I need to do
No
the.
one
I
looks at
actually
my
took a
pictures.
reel and I need to
Zero.
edit it for my the Penelope thing. So when I actually put up the pictures of the Kasai and stuff and Penelope, I'm gonna do a reel of those like nicely
Oh,
edited. I'm
nice.
just trying to relearn how to video edit and get all the comp down.
Oh,
It's just been a
speaking of
crazy
reels,
month.
man, it's wild. The reel that I did last year when I hit 1,000 followers of every kit that I had at the time,
Yeah.
it still gets hits to this day.
Damn, dude.
nice.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah, the picture that I took of my shelf, just my ladder shelf, it was one of the more higher performing ones, like right off the bat. It performed super well, and I didn't have a ton of followers at the time. So it just went up really high, and I was like, all right, you guys just want to see like hella robots. Not pretty robot,
Right?
hella robot.
Dude,
It
it's
was just
There's
one
there's
shelf.
like
it's kind it's kind of disheartening though, man. When like I could spend a good 20 to 30 minutes setting up a shot, taking a nice photograph, and get like zero views. And I can pull
Mm.
my iPhone out and do a quick reel of my shelf, and I'll get thousands and thousands and thousands.
Well,
Like it's
reels are like,
insane.
that's
Like it's kind of
unfortunate, but
disappointing to be
Instagram's,
honest.
That's how the
yeah,
yeah.
algorithm works right now. That's why I've actually hit like a lull at this
yeah,
point because it seems like not as many people are liking my stuff, and I don't care.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I don't feed the algorithm.
If you
It's
for
guys
me,
it's
this
also,
is
it
what
is
it's
what it
about.
is.
This is what it's about. Like getting together, talking. Whether it's for me, oof. Whether it's you know, on Messenger or the group chat or this what we're doing now. This is what it's all about for me. Like I couldn't care less about
yeah.
likes, follows, views. Like
Yeah,
this is
Hmm.
but
it's
it
about.
is sad. Like there is still an element to it where you're just like, oh, this was a lot of effort, and it's
But
really cool
yeah,
to
it's
share it and
disappointing.
get the
That's
acknowledgement.
it.
And then if you've
Yeah.
had prior acknowledgement of your stuff, and then only like your new
That's
stuff
it.
doesn't work as well, you're like, oh, well,
It
I
is
guess I got
disappointing.
the first one's free, right? Just and
Yeah.
then after that, it's
You know what it is for me? It's like when you're putting out your like you're doing like say for example if I put out like this shot here of this unicorn
mm.
um before like back in
You
the
got any more
day
to show us?
that would explode
The
and like
new one.
hit like for example 10,000 plus views or whatever, but then I would repost the same unicorn like further on down the line fully completed with like a lot more work put into it, and then I just don't get the same reception as I did before when it was pretty much still out of box. It's kind of like it's kind of like a blow to your morale a little bit. I'm not gonna lie,
A little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
that's kind
that's
of
the thing.
kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
and
feel that.
unfortunately, like there's numbers to it, so you're like, you have something to compare against, where it's like, oh yeah, people acknowledge it, awesome. But then now I have numbers to compare it to. It's like, well, I put more effort in this one, and I was
Well,
hoping the numbers would be better. Like, even if
I
you
feel
don't
like
really care about it as much, it's still like, I just want that little bit. I want to hit that hit in the
Well, see,
veins.
I
and
don't.
here's what's
No, I
wild
don't think
about it.
it.
exactly.
I don't think it's that. I think it's just like a little bit of a disappointment in the platform. I would say disappointment
That's
in
fair.
possibly the audience.
Yeah,
Maybe a little bit like, come on, where are your priorities? Like both Instagram
Yeah.
and whoever's
When I
looking at
think
us.
too, if I open up, so I'm gonna open up the app, and I want to see like if I go to like search. Hopefully, this doesn't show some wild shit because yeah, I'm like one
Seriously,
meme and it thinks that I want some dirty shit, and I'm like, please don't. But like, if you just scroll through, it's just like most of that shit is like moving. There's your videos,
Yeah.
right? It's mostly like reels and shit. So it's like that search. I have put 30 fucking hashtags in all of mine to try to like broaden my reach, but still, it does not perform as well as anything that moves. We want to. It's like TikTok. Everybody wants to see the movement. They want to have the sound, do the memes. You know, it's not enough to do the image macros anymore. You got to have the video memes.
That, and I think it also bases on who you follow as well.
True, that's true. I think
Because
that's the nice thing about.
I know when I
Yeah.
called a bunch of people that I didn't like, I just return followed, just
Yeah.
being nice when I first started, that weren't really Gunpla accounts. I
Yeah.
was getting all kind of crazy stuff. Now, like if I pull up the search, that's all I see is just
Yeah.
Gunpla stuff because I went through and culled a whole bunch.
Yeah, so I hard
Last year.
follow like through people's lines if there's like a creator that has like similar. If it's like you share this many followers or you share this type of audience, and I look at the picture, and if it's Gundam or Gunpla, follow, and that's honestly how my numbers are so high.
Yeah.
Because I don't expect follow backs. I just want my content to be more diverse. It just kind of helps.
Yeah, I think that might also be why I guess might seem like a little bit of a snob now to some people that follow me because it's like, oh no, you're not a hobby account. I'm not following you back.
Yeah.
So
they
I
don't
appreciate the
have-
follow, but if you're not a
Yeah.
hobby account, then I'm
Yeah,
not gonna mess
there's a
up
little
my
bit of
stuff
that.
by.
And if they're
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
exactly
promote
what
something, I'm like, I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
Like that's why I want to try and keep my account
guys.
because I'm struggling with my account because it is a personal account. Obviously, it's my personal account where I share my hobbies. It's not a personal account where like I share my life so much. But like a lot of it's adjacent. Like there's more stuff than Gundam that we talk about. Just like now with Netflix and stuff, and the amount of times we reference games and God knows what. Like it's just one segment to it all. And like I don't know. I kind of miss those days, like the early YouTube days where like you had people posting crap up, and you're like, "Damn, you like that too?" And now it's all like you said, it's commercialized. It's gotta be glossy. It's gotta be new. It's gotta be this. It's gotta be that. And I don't like that. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm just trying
for
to
the
find
golden
like-minded
days.
people.
Yeah.
Trey, what were you gonna
guys,
say?
I was gonna kind of try to wrap this up because it's already 12:18, and like I mentioned before we started recording, today is also kind of my anniversary.
That's right.
The GF is kind of
Send
That's
them a
that
message,
pounding
like,
noise.
yeah.
That's the pounding noise on the
Like,
door. Get your ass out of here.
about like 20 minutes ago, I heard a door slam, so I don't know if that was actually her trying to kind of signal me. You know what I mean? Anyways,
Yeah, I thought I heard a door slam at one point. Like, uh-oh.
yeah, I think I'm in trouble, guys. Anyways, so
Well, let's make sure he's
guys,
not in trouble.
yeah. So I'm gonna move forward to transition to wrapping this up. So, guys, this has been camera's over there. For some reason, I was gonna look up if my camera.
Camera.
So, guys, I appreciate every one of you guys for tuning in to episode 2. Technically, episode 3 because episode 1 was a Origin 0. Anyways, so yeah, thanks for tuning in to episode 2. Today, I stepped in to host for my buddy David, who's on my screen. He's right on top of me. Pause. And yeah, so this is episode 2. We've got David, Cody, Jake. Oh, okay, I'm pointing like my. Anyway,
It's
Jake,
good.
Cody, David.
Totally wrong on my
It
screen,
actually was
dude.
accurate for me.
Wherever you guys are, I don't know. I look like somebody at the airport flagging planes.
Yeah, right. It's on the runway.
The Brady Bunch intro.
So today we spoke about we went in depth on the WFM finale, which we
We
touched upon
slaughtered.
very
We
lightly last time.
slaughtered that.
Yeah, there was no survivors from this one.
Unlike the show.
Last time we touched on just some light spoilers. Today we went full on in depth. We also did a little love it and hate it, which love it or hate it, you're gonna have to sit through it to to get to this part of the video. But again, I'm pretty sure our amazing editor David is gonna drop the links for everybody, like the typical, in the links in the description, all our accounts, be it Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, for those who are present and who weren't able to make it. But yeah, that has been episode 2, and we will see you guys next time on episode 3.
I know we're gonna
Which
tell
is
the
going to be
guys.
hosted by me. I know you guys are looking forward to that. Which
Wait,
going to be a lot of exposition, so I
Um,
hope all of you like the sound of my voice.
Christian,
the
if
same
you're
as the
watching,
back to school episode?
let's get you on, dude. Let's get you on, and let's get talking law. If you're watching, dude, gotta be
Yeah,
done.
man.
I said, it is lore time, kids. We are going back to the classroom.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and ironically, it's back to school season 2, guys. So, is there a tangent there? Who knows?
Maybe.
All
Get your backpacks
right,
and
guys.
books.
See you on the next one. Peace.
All right, that's a wrap.
Yay!
Yeah, boy.